Welcome to Alexandria, a city steeped in history and legend. Join us now as we journey back in time to uncover the marvels of ancient Alexandria. In 331 BC, Alexander the Great founded Alexandria, near the ancient Egyptian settlement of Rhodotis. He envisioned a grand metropolis, a vital link between Greece and the East. Alexandria was laid out on a grid system, adorned with magnificent buildings and monuments. Alexandria's strategic location made it a melting pot of cultures and a vital centre for trade. Goods flowed into Alexandria from as far as India and China, bringing new ideas and technologies. The city's prosperity was bolstered by its access to the Nile River, Egypt's lifeline. Alexandria rapidly ascended to become the preeminent city of the Hellenistic world. Its harbour bustled with ships from distant lands, and its streets were lined with grand colonnades and public buildings. The city became a melting pot of cultures and languages, creating a vibrant and dynamic society. Alexandria's cosmopolitan nature fostered a spirit of intellectual curiosity and cultural exchange. The Library of Alexandria became the world's largest repository of knowledge. Scholars from far and wide came to study and collaborate, making groundbreaking discoveries. The Great Library, commissioned by Ptolemy I Soter, was a universal repository of knowledge. It housed countless scrolls on every conceivable subject, attracting scholars from across the Hellenistic realm. The library became a melting pot of ideas, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. The Ptolemies made Alexandria a haven for scholars, providing generous stipends and accommodations. The museum was a hive of intellectual activity, where scholars from various disciplines collaborated. Significant intellectual breakthroughs, like Euclid's Elements and Eratosthenes' calculation of the Earth's circumference, took place here. The pursuit of knowledge was deeply intertwined with Alexandria's identity. The library and the museum served as powerful symbols of intellectual supremacy. Public lectures and debates were common, attracting crowds eager to engage with the latest discoveries. While the Great Library ultimately met a tragic end, its legacy continues to inspire us today. The library's influence can be seen in the countless libraries and research institutions around the world. Alexandria stands as a vibrant metropolis, a blend of ancient history and modern life. Central to Alexandria's prosperity was its role as a vital hub of international trade. Ships laden with goods from India and China sailed into Alexandria's harbour. The influx of wealth generated by trade transformed Alexandria into a city of unparalleled splendour. Under the Ptolemaic dynasty, Alexandria flourished, experiencing a golden age of cultural and intellectual achievement. The city's streets were lined with magnificent temples, theatres, and public buildings, reflecting diverse cultural influences. Alexandria was home to architectural marvels, including the Lighthouse of Alexandria. This towering edifice stood as a symbol of the city's grandeur and its pivotal role in connecting East and West. The lighthouse embodied the Ptolemies' desire to make Alexandria the most magnificent city in the world. The construction of the lighthouse was a monumental undertaking, a testament to ancient engineering. Rising in 3 distinct tiers, it housed storerooms, quarters, and a fiery beacon at its summit. The lighthouse's light, visible for miles, guided ships safely into Alexandria's harbour. For mariners navigating the often treacherous waters of the Mediterranean, the Lighthouse of Alexandria was a welcome sight. Its brilliant beacon, visible for over 30 miles on a clear night, served as a crucial navigational aid, guiding ships safely through storms and treacherous currents towards the safety of Alexandria's harbour. The lighthouse's light, a symbol of hope and security, cut through the darkness, reassuring sailors that land was near. Legends and tales swirled around the lighthouse, fueled by its awe-inspiring presence and the vital role it played in the maritime world. Some stories spoke of a giant mirror atop the lighthouse, so powerful it could set enemy ships ablaze, while others whispered of a magical stone that amplified the light, making it visible from hundreds of miles away. The lighthouse's impact on Alexandria extended far beyond its practical function as a navigational aid. It became a symbol of the city itself, a testament to its wealth, its technological prowess, and its central role in the ancient world. The lighthouse was a source of immense pride for the citizens of Alexandria, a tangible reminder of their city's preeminence. The Lighthouse of Alexandria stood for centuries, a steadfast sentinel guarding the entrance to Alexandria's harbour. However, time, earthquakes, and the relentless assault of the sea gradually took their toll on the once mighty structure. A series of earthquakes, culminating in a particularly devastating tremor in the 14th century, weakened the lighthouse's foundations, leading to its eventual collapse. Today, the lighthouse exists only as submerged ruins, a testament to the passage of time and the ephemeral nature of even the grandest human creations. Yet, the legend of the Lighthouse of Alexandria lives on, its image preserved on ancient coins, in the writings of historians and poets, and in the imaginations of those captivated by the wonders of the ancient world. The Lighthouse of Alexandria may be gone, but its legacy endures. It serves as a potent symbol of human ingenuity, a reminder of our capacity to overcome challenges and create structures of enduring beauty and purpose. Though lost to the sea, the lighthouse's light still shines in the annals of history, a beacon from a bygone era, reminding us of the enduring power of human ambition and the timeless allure of Alexandria, the city that once lit the world. Alexandria, with its strategic location bridging east and west, became a crucial conduit for the dissemination of Hellenic culture throughout the Mediterranean world and beyond. Founded by Alexander the Great, a fervent admirer of Greek culture, Alexandria was envisioned as a beacon of Hellenism, a radiant centre from which Greek language, philosophy, art, and ideals would spread. The city's diverse population, a melting pot of Greeks, Egyptians, Jews, Romans, and others, interacted and exchanged ideas, fostering a unique cultural blend that bore the hallmarks of Hellenism while incorporating elements from other civilizations. The Ptolemies, astute rulers who understood the power of culture, actively promoted Hellenism as a unifying force within their vast kingdom. They encouraged the use of the Greek language in administration and commerce, making it the lingua franca of the Eastern Mediterranean. Greek literature, philosophy, and scientific treatises were translated into other languages, making them accessible to a wider audience and ensuring their enduring influence. Alexandria's bustling marketplaces served as vibrant hubs of cultural exchange. Merchants from distant lands, their ships laden with exotic goods, brought with them stories, customs, and beliefs that intermingled with the city's already diverse cultural tapestry. Greek theatres staged performances of classical plays, introducing audiences from different backgrounds to the intricacies of Greek drama and mythology. The influence of Hellenism, disseminated from Alexandria, extended far beyond the city's walls, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape of the Mediterranean and beyond. As Alexandria's fame grew, so too did its influence, with its cultural innovations and artistic achievements emulated in cities across the Hellenistic world. The Ptolemies, through a combination of political acumen and cultural diplomacy, played a pivotal role in fostering the spread of Hellenism. Ptolemaic princesses, renowned for their education and refinement, were often married into ruling families throughout the Hellenistic world, carrying with them the cultural values and artistic sensibilities of Alexandria. These princesses, acting as cultural ambassadors, established courts that became centres of Hellenistic learning and patronage, further extending Alexandria's cultural reach. The impact of Hellenism was particularly profound in the realm of architecture and urban planning. Cities across the Hellenistic world adopted the grid-like street plans, grand colonnades, and monumental public buildings that characterized Alexandria. Temples dedicated to Greek gods, theatres for staging Greek plays, and gymnasiums for athletic competitions became ubiquitous features of Hellenistic cities, reflecting the pervasive influence of Alexandrian architectural ideals. Hellenism, as it spread from Alexandria, was not a static or monolithic entity. Rather, it was a dynamic force that adapted and transformed as it encountered different cultures and traditions. In Alexandria itself, the fusion of Greek and Egyptian elements was particularly evident, resulting in a distinctive hybrid culture. The Ptolemies, while promoting Hellenism, also recognized the importance of respecting Egyptian traditions and beliefs. They adopted Egyptian titles, participated in Egyptian religious ceremonies, and even presented themselves as pharaohs to their Egyptian subjects. This pragmatic approach to cultural fusion fostered a degree of tolerance and syncretism, allowing Greek and Egyptian traditions to coexist and even blend in fascinating ways. The fusion of Greek and Egyptian artistic motifs is evident in numerous artifacts from this period. Statues depicting Greek gods often incorporated elements of Egyptian iconography, while traditional Egyptian funerary practices were adapted to incorporate Greek beliefs about the afterlife. This cultural blending, far from diluting either tradition, resulted in a rich and vibrant artistic vocabulary that reflected the unique character of Hellenistic Egypt. Alexandria, once a beacon of Hellenistic civilization, stands today as a testament to human ambition and the thirst for knowledge. Though ravaged by time, the city's legacy endures, woven into the fabric of Western civilization. The echoes of its glorious past resonate in our art, architecture and literature. From its founding by Alexander the Great to its heyday under the Ptolemies, Alexandria shone as a beacon of knowledge. Its streets, once bustling with scholars and merchants, may now bear the patina of centuries. But the spirit of innovation continues to inspire. The great library of Alexandria, though lost, remains a symbol of the pursuit of knowledge. The scholars who toiled within its walls laid the foundation for countless discoveries. Though their scrolls turned to ash, their legacy lives on in universities and libraries. Alexandria's story is a reminder that even grand civilizations are not immune to time. Yet it is also a testament to the enduring power of ideas and cultural exchange. As we navigate our own time, we can draw inspiration from Alexandria's legacy, reminding us that curiosity and knowledge can illuminate the world. Deep in the annals of time, long before the pyramids pierced the sky, there existed a period shrouded in mystery and wonder. We journey back to the land of the Nile, thousands of years before the rise of the First Dynasty, to a time known as Predynastic Egypt. From roughly 6000 to 3150 BC, this era witnessed the birth of Egyptian civilization, a period of profound cultural and technological advancements. Imagine a land untouched by the grandeur of the later dynasties, a time when small villages dotted the Nile Valley. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, played a pivotal role in shaping their destiny, providing fertile land for cultivation and a vital artery for trade and communication. Predynastic Egypt, often overlooked in favour of its more illustrious successors, holds the key to understanding the very essence of ancient Egyptian civilization. It was during this formative period that many of the hallmarks of Egyptian culture first emerged, from their distinctive artistic styles to their complex religious beliefs. Their innovations in agriculture, their mastery of craft, and their early forays into social organization laid the foundation for the rise of one of the most enduring and influential civilizations the world has ever known. The legacy of pre-dynastic Egypt is not merely confined to dusty artifacts and crumbling ruins. It is a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity. From the humble farmers and artisans to the powerful chieftains who shaped the destiny of their people, we will uncover the stories that illuminate the dawn of Egyptian civilization. Our journey into pre-dynastic Egypt begins with the Badarian culture, a people who inhabited the fertile plains of Upper Egypt from around 4500 to 4000 BC. Named after the archaeological site of El Badari, where their remains were first unearthed, the Badarian people represent one of the earliest identifiable cultures in this ancient land. These were skilled farmers, cultivating crops such as wheat and barley along the banks of the Nile, their lives intertwined with the ebb and flow of the great river. Their pottery, in particular, stands as a testament to their artistic skills and technological prowess. The Badarian people are known for their distinctive black-topped pottery, a hallmark of their culture that has captivated archaeologists and art historians alike. These finely made vessels, often adorned with intricate incised decorations, were not merely utilitarian objects. They were expressions of artistry and craftsmanship. The black-topped finish, achieved through a meticulous process of firing and burnishing, created a striking contrast against the reddish-brown clay, showcasing their technical ingenuity. This trade, likely involving goods such as obsidian, precious stones, and perhaps even ideas, highlights their connection to the wider world and their role in shaping the cultural landscape of pre-dynastic Egypt. Life and death in the Badarian world offer us fascinating insights into their belief systems. They carefully buried their dead in shallow graves, often in a contracted position, accompanied by grave goods such as pottery vessels, cosmetic palettes, and personal ornaments. These offerings, intended to accompany the deceased into the afterlife, reflect their belief in a continued existence beyond the realm of the living. The presence of cosmetics suggests a desire to maintain one's appearance even in death, while the inclusion of food and drink points to a belief in the need for sustenance in the afterlife. These early expressions of social differentiation foreshadow the complex social structures that would characterize later Egyptian society. As we delve deeper into pre-dynastic Egypt, we encounter the Naqada culture, named after the modern city of Naqada, where their remains were first discovered. Flourishing from approximately 4000 to 3000 BC, the Naqada period witnessed a significant expansion in population, territory and cultural sophistication. The Naqada people, building upon the foundations laid by their predecessors, ushered in an era of unprecedented unity and prosperity. This increased interaction fostered cultural exchange and led to the development of a more homogeneous society, paving the way for the emergence of a unified Egyptian state. The Naqada period witnessed a remarkable flourishing of art and craftsmanship, evident in their exquisitely crafted pottery, intricate jewellery and elaborate cosmetics. Naqada pottery, distinct from its Badarian predecessor, featured a wider range of shapes and sizes, often adorned with elaborate painted decorations. These paintings offer a glimpse into their daily lives, depicting scenes of hunting, fishing, religious rituals, and even warfare. The discovery of copper tools and weapons signifies a shift towards more advanced technologies and the growing importance of warfare in their society. The seeds of complexity, social hierarchy and the rise of elites. As the Naqada culture flourished, so too did the complexities of their social structure. Evidence suggests a growing disparity in wealth and status, with an elite class emerging to dominate the social hierarchy. This is reflected in the increasingly elaborate burials of this period, with some individuals interred in large mud-brick tombs accompanied by a wealth of grave goods. This disparity in burial practices points to a growing social stratification and the emergence of a powerful ruling class who controlled resources and commanded authority. The seeds of complexity sown during the Naqada era would blossom into the sophisticated political and social structures that characterized ancient Egyptian civilization for centuries to come. Monuments in the making, early tombs and their significance. The sands of time whisper tales of ancient rituals and beliefs, and nowhere is this more evident than in the tombs of Predynastic Egypt. Unlike the shallow pit graves of the earlier Badarian period, Naqada tombs began to display a greater degree of architectural complexity. Constructed from mud brick, these tombs often featured multiple chambers, providing ample space for the deceased and their funerary offerings. The inclusion of personal belongings, pottery and food offerings within these tombs speaks volumes about their beliefs in the afterlife. These early tombs, therefore, serve as tangible expressions of their evolving cosmology and their reverence for the dead. Settlements of the soul, exploring pre-dynastic villages and homes. Beyond the realm of the dead, the settlements of the living provide further insights into the social fabric and daily lives of pre-dynastic Egyptians. Clustered along the banks of the Nile, these villages, often fortified for protection, served as hubs of agricultural activity and community life. Crafted from mud brick, the houses of this era, though simple in design, reveal a remarkable degree of practicality and resourcefulness. These settlements offer a glimpse into the social dynamics, economic activities and domestic routines that shaped the lives of these early Egyptians. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, flowed through the heart of the land, shaping not only its geography but also its destiny. This mighty river, originating in the heart of Africa, carved its way northwards, dividing the land into two distinct regions, Upper and Lower Egypt. Upper Egypt, encompassing the narrow Nile Valley stretching from modern-day Aswan to Cairo, was a land of rugged cliffs, fertile floodplains and close proximity to the desert. Lower Egypt, in contrast, encompassed the sprawling Nile delta, where the river fanned out into a network of channels before emptying into the Mediterranean Sea. Despite their geographical and cultural distinctions, Upper and Lower Egypt were inextricably linked by the Nile. This interconnectedness fostered cultural exchange and laid the groundwork for the eventual unification of the two lands under a single ruler. Upper Egypt, often referred to as Tashamau, meaning land of reeds or land of the south, was characterized by its rugged terrain and its reliance on the annual flooding of the Nile for agriculture. The rich black silt deposited by the receding floodwaters known as Kemet gave the land its fertility and earned Egypt its ancient name, Kemet, the Black Land. The people of Upper Egypt developed a deep reverence for the Nile, recognizing its life-giving properties and its central role in their cosmology. This artistic tradition, evident in their pottery, rock art, and early forms of hieroglyphic writing, reflects their connection to their environment and their unique cultural identity. Lower Egypt, known as Tamehu, meaning land of the north, stood in stark contrast to its southern counterpart. The Nile Delta, a vast expanse of fertile land crisscrossed by a network of canals and lagoons, offered abundant resources and a more temperate climate. This region, open to the Mediterranean Sea, became a melting pot of cultures, influenced by trade and interactions with neighbouring civilizations. The people of Lower Egypt, surrounded by water, developed a close relationship with the sea and its bounty. The fertile lands of Lower Egypt supported a denser population compared to the south, leading to the development of larger settlements and more complex social structures. The abundance of resources and the opportunities for trade fostered economic prosperity and cultural exchange, making Lower Egypt a hub of innovation and artistic expression. Among the many artifacts unearthed from the sands of time, few hold the historical weight of the Narmer palette. This intricately carved stone slab, dating back to around 3100 BC, provides a tangible link between Predynastic Egypt and the dawn of the First Dynasty. On its surface, the palette depicts a king, widely believed to be Narmer, wearing the white crown of Upper Egypt and, in another scene, the red crown of Lower Egypt. This dual depiction is highly significant, suggesting Narmer's role in unifying the two lands under his rule, marking a pivotal moment in Egyptian history. Beyond its political implications, the Narmer palette offers valuable insights into the artistic conventions and religious beliefs of the time. The figures are depicted in a distinctive style, with exaggerated proportions and a profile view, a hallmark of Egyptian art that would endure for centuries. The presence of mythical creatures, such as intertwined serpents and a bull trampling its enemies, hints at the developing religious beliefs of the period, with animals playing a prominent role in their cosmology. This artifact, therefore, serves as a window into a pivotal moment in Egyptian history, capturing the essence of a society on the cusp of a new era. Predynastic Egypt's ingenuity and resilience laid the groundwork for one of history's most enduring civilizations. From Badarian culture to Naqada societies, their innovations in agriculture, pottery and metalworking paved the way for the pharaohs. Their legacy is a testament to human creativity, shaping the course of history. Predynastic Egypt, often shrouded in mystery, laid the foundation for a great civilization. From humble farmers to skilled artisans, their innovations echo through time. They transformed the landscape into a cradle of civilization. Their legacy is a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. As we marvel at ancient Egypt, remember those pioneers. The sands of time have long concealed the daily lives of those who lived in ancient Egypt. Yet beneath the scorching desert sun, whispers from the past remain. Tombs, adorned with intricate paintings and carvings, offer us a unique window into their world. These vibrant scenes, preserved for thousands of years, provide a glimpse into the lives of ancient Egyptians, including their children. The Egyptians believed in life after death, a realm mirroring their earthly existence. They meticulously decorated their tombs with scenes from their daily lives, hoping to carry these experiences into the afterlife. These images, frozen in time, offer us invaluable insights into their customs, beliefs, and even the games their children played. Stepping into the painted chambers of ancient Egyptian tombs is like stepping back in time. We are transported to a world teeming with activity where children are not merely passive observers but active participants in the bustle of daily life. The tombs, particularly those from the Old and Middle Kingdoms, are replete with scenes of children engaging in various activities. These images reveal a society that cherished childhood and recognized the importance of play. Children are often depicted alongside adults participating in chores and celebrations. Their presence in these scenes suggests a close-knit family structure where children were integral members of the household and community. The tomb of Mereruka, a high-ranking official from the 6th dynasty, offers a captivating glimpse into the world of ancient Egyptian children. Among the many vibrant scenes adorning its walls, we find depictions of children engaged in playful acrobatics. These agile youngsters twist and contort their bodies into impressive poses, showcasing their flexibility and balance. One scene depicts a group of children forming a human pyramid, their small bodies balanced precariously atop one another. Another shows a young girl gracefully arched backward, her hands touching the ground behind her. These acrobatic displays were not merely forms of amusement. They were likely part of religious festivals and celebrations, adding an element of spectacle and entertainment to these important events. The rock-cut tombs of Beni Hassan, dating back to the Middle Kingdom, provide further evidence of the importance of movement and dance in ancient Egyptian culture. These tombs, carved meticulously into the cliffs, stand as silent witnesses to the vibrant life that once thrived here. The tombs, belonging to provincial governors, feature scenes of children engaged in a whirling dance, their bodies spinning and twirling with joyous abandon. These images capture the essence of youthful exuberance and the communal spirit of the time. Similarly, the tomb of Keti showcases children caught in mid-twirl, their colourful garments swirling around them like vibrant blossoms. The vivid colours and dynamic poses bring these ancient scenes to life, allowing us to glimpse the past. These whirling dances, likely accompanied by music and rhythmic clapping, were not only a form of entertainment but also a way for children to express themselves creatively and connect with their cultural heritage. Through these dances, they celebrated their identity and passed down traditions from one generation to the next, ensuring the continuity of their rich cultural tapestry. The scorching Egyptian sun dictated much of daily life, and clothing was no exception. The intense heat and relentless sun shaped the way ancient Egyptians dressed, influencing their choice of materials and styles. Ancient Egyptian children, much like their adult counterparts, donned light and airy garments suited to the hot climate. These garments were designed to keep them cool and comfortable, allowing them to go about their daily activities without being hindered by the oppressive heat. Linen, a fabric woven from the flax plant, was the material of choice, its breathable nature providing comfort in the sweltering heat. The process of weaving linen was an essential skill, passed down through generations, ensuring that everyone had access to this vital fabric. Young children, particularly boys, were often depicted wearing little to no clothing, their bare skin allowing them to stay cool under the desert sun. This minimalistic approach to clothing was practical and efficient, helping them avoid overheating. Girls, as they grew older, would wear simple linen dresses, often held up by straps over the shoulders. These dresses were not only functional, but also allowed for a degree of modesty as they transitioned into adulthood. These lightweight garments allowed for ease of movement, essential for active children engaged in play and exploration. The freedom of movement provided by their clothing enabled them to fully enjoy their childhood, exploring the world around them without restriction. The ancient Egyptian concept of childhood extended beyond mere survival. It encompassed play and imagination. Archaeological excavations at Kahun, a workers' town associated with the pyramid of Senusret II, have unearthed a treasure trove of children's toys, providing tangible evidence of their playful pursuits. Among the finds are balls made of woven fibres, their simple construction belying hours of fun spent tossing and catching. Wooden sticks, resembling miniature javelins, hint at games of skill and accuracy, while small carved figurines of animals ignite the imagination, transporting children to a world of make-believe. These toys, simple yet enduring, offer a poignant reminder that the desire for play transcends time and culture. Play in ancient Egypt was not limited to physical activity, it also encompassed games of skill and strategy. These games were an integral part of daily life and were enjoyed by both the young and the old. Board games, in particular, were popular pastimes, enjoyed by people of all ages, including children. These games were often played in the evenings or during festivals, bringing families and communities together. Two of the most well-known ancient Egyptian board games are Senet and Mehen. These games have been discovered in various archaeological sites, indicating their widespread popularity. Senet, a game of strategy played on a long, narrow board with 30 squares, involved moving pieces according to the roll of dice. The game required careful planning and foresight to outmaneuver opponents. The game, often found depicted in tomb paintings, was believed to have religious significance, representing the journey of the soul through the afterlife. It was thought that mastering Senet could help one navigate the challenges of the afterlife. Mehen, named after the snake god, was played on a circular board resembling a coiled serpent. The unique design of the board added an extra layer of complexity to the game. Players would move their pieces around the board, attempting to capture their opponent's pieces. The game required strategic thinking and a deep understanding of the rules to succeed. These games not only provided entertainment, but also honed children's cognitive skills and strategic thinking. They were a vital part of education, teaching important life skills through play. The Nile River, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, was not only a source of sustenance but also a playground for children seeking respite from the desert heat. Swimming was a popular activity, and tomb scenes often depict children frolicking in the river's cool waters. One scene shows a group of children splashing and playing in the shallows, their laughter echoing through the ages. Another depicts children swimming alongside adults, their bodies sleek and agile in the water. The Nile, despite its inherent dangers, provided a much-needed escape from the scorching sun, offering children a chance to cool off, socialize, and engage in carefree play. The scenes etched into the walls of ancient Egyptian tombs offer us a poignant and enduring glimpse into the lives of children who lived thousands of years ago. These images, imbued with a sense of timelessness, remind us that childhood, with its inherent joys and wonder, transcends time and cultural boundaries. While our knowledge of ancient Egyptian childhood remains fragmentary, these glimpses into their world paint a picture of a society that valued play, creativity, and the importance of family. The toys they cherished, the games they played, and the laughter that undoubtedly filled their days are testaments to the universality of childhood experiences. Ancient Egypt, a civilization that has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and the general public for centuries. The land of pharaohs and pyramids, a place where the sands of time have preserved the grandeur of a bygone era, a place full of mystery and wonder. The ancient ruins whisper tales of gods and kings, of life and death. But behind the giant monuments and strange hieroglyphs, ancient Egypt had a vibrant musical tradition. Music was an integral part of their daily lives. Music was everywhere in this ancient civilization, from simple homes to grand temples. It was a universal language that transcended social classes. Imagine the sun rising over the Nile River, shining on the fields, the gentle hum of the river, the rustling of the reeds, and the distant sound of a flute. Farmers work in their fields, singing ancient songs. These songs were not just for entertainment. They were a way to pass down stories and traditions. In the busy marketplace, musicians play happy tunes, and their music mixes with the sounds of people buying and selling. The marketplace was a hub of activity, and music added to its vibrancy. Inside the temples, priests performed rituals, singing hymns and playing sacred instruments. These rituals were believed to connect them with the divine. Music wasn't just art in ancient Egypt, it was a big part of their lives. It was woven into the fabric of their society. It showed their happiness and sadness, their beliefs and hopes. Music was a reflection of their emotions and their world-view. It connected them to their gods and celebrated life and death. Music was a bridge between the mortal and the divine. Join us as we travel back in time to explore the music of ancient Egypt. We'll delve into the sounds that echoed through the temples and marketplaces. We'll discover their instruments and learn about their musical traditions. From the simple reed flutes to the elaborate harps, each instrument had its own story. This picture shows us the musical culture of ancient Egypt. The wall paintings are a testament to the importance of music in their society. We see musicians playing harps, their fingers deftly plucking the strings to create melodies that have been lost to time. Flutes, their breath giving life to the music, and drums, the heartbeat of their songs. They look skilled and passionate. Their expressions show a deep connection to their craft. This scene reminds us that music was important to them. It was present in their celebrations, their rituals, and their daily lives. It brought them joy, comfort, and a connection to their gods. Music was the soul of ancient Egypt, a timeless echo of a civilization that continues to captivate us. Music wasn't just for rich people or religious ceremonies in ancient Egypt. Everyone enjoyed music. It was a universal language that transcended social classes and was deeply embedded in the fabric of their daily lives. From the grand palaces of the pharaohs to the humble homes of the common folk, music resonated through the air, bringing joy and solace to all who heard it. It was part of everyday life and all kinds of activities. Whether people were working, relaxing, or celebrating, music was always present. It was as essential to their lives as the Nile River, providing a rhythm to their daily routines and marking the passage of time with its melodies. From working in the fields to celebrating at festivals, music was always there. Farmers would sing as they sowed and harvested their crops, their songs echoing across the fertile lands. These melodies not only made the hard work more bearable, but also synchronized their efforts, making the labor more efficient and harmonious. Think about the hard work of building the pyramids, those huge monuments that we still marvel at today. The construction of these colossal structures required immense physical effort and coordination. Music played a crucial role in this process, helping to maintain the workers' morale and keep them in sync. The work was tough, but the workers sang together. Their voices, rising in unison, created a powerful sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. These songs were not just about passing the time, they were a vital part of the work itself, providing a steady rhythm for the labourers to follow. Their voices, rising and falling, gave them a sense of unity and purpose. The melodies and rhythms helped to coordinate their movements, ensuring that each stone was placed with precision and care. This musical collaboration was a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the ancient Egyptians. These work songs, passed down from parents to children, helped them work together and kept them going. They were a living tradition, a way of preserving the knowledge and skills of previous generations. Through these songs, the wisdom of the past was carried forward, ensuring that each new generation was equipped to face the challenges of their time. In the busy marketplaces where people sold things and met friends, music created a lively atmosphere. The sounds of merchants calling out their wares, the chatter of customers and the melodies of street musicians blended together to create a vibrant and dynamic soundscape. Musicians, both good and not so good, played their instruments, filling the air with music that attracted crowds. These performers were an integral part of the market experience, drawing people in with their tunes and adding to the overall energy and excitement of the place. Drums, flutes and harps all played together, making the marketplace a fun and exciting place. Each instrument added its own unique flavour to the mix, creating a rich tapestry of sound that reflected the diversity and creativity of ancient Egyptian culture. Festivals and celebrations always had music in ancient Egypt. These events were a time for the community to come together, to celebrate their achievements and to honour their gods. Music was at the heart of these gatherings, providing a soundtrack for the festivities and enhancing the sense of joy and togetherness. These happy events, often celebrating the harvest or honouring their gods, were full of music and dancing. The rhythms of the drums and the melodies of the flutes set the pace for the dancers, who moved with grace and exuberance. These celebrations were a testament to the vitality and spirit of the ancient Egyptians. Imagine a festival for Hathor, the goddess of love, music and joy. The streets would be filled with people, all dressed in their finest clothes, ready to celebrate and give thanks. The air would be alive with the sounds of music and laughter as people danced and sang in honour of the goddess. The air would be filled with the smell of incense, and the streets would be crowded with people in colourful clothes dancing to the music. The vibrant colours and the joyful sounds created an atmosphere of celebration and reverence, a perfect reflection of the ancient Egyptians' love for life and their deep connection to their gods. Whether it was the singing of workers, the music in the marketplace, or the happy melodies of festivals, music was always with the ancient Egyptians. It was a constant presence, a source of comfort and joy that accompanied them through all the ups and downs of life. It comforted them when times were hard, made their happy times even better, and connected them to the world around them. Music was a bridge between the human and the divine, a way of expressing their deepest emotions and their highest aspirations. This picture from a tomb shows us a party in ancient Egypt. The scene is filled with life and energy, capturing a moment of joy and celebration that has been preserved for thousands of years. We see musicians entertaining guests. Their presence at the party highlights the importance of music in social gatherings, providing entertainment and enhancing the overall experience for everyone involved. The details of their instruments, how they sit, and even their faces show us how important music was to their parties. These images give us a glimpse into the past, revealing the central role that music played in the lives of the ancient Egyptians, from the grandest festivals to the most intimate gatherings. Ancient Egyptians didn't just see music as entertainment, it was woven into the very fabric of their daily lives and spiritual practices. It was very important to their religion, serving as a bridge between the mortal and the divine. They believed music connected them to their gods, creating a sacred soundscape that facilitated communication with the divine. They even believed some gods created music, attributing the origins of melodies and rhythms to divine inspiration. Hathor, the cow goddess, was connected to music, dance and joy. She was often depicted with a sistrum, a musical instrument that symbolized her role as a goddess of music. They believed her music was magical and could make both gods and people happy, bringing joy and harmony to the world. Bes, the dwarf god, often shown with a mask and a musical instrument, protected homes and was a patron of music and dance. His presence was believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good fortune. These gods show us how important music was to their religion, as it was intertwined with their beliefs and daily practices. Temples were filled with music, especially during religious ceremonies. The sound of instruments and chanting created an atmosphere of reverence and devotion. Priests, who were often skilled musicians, played music to honor the gods, ask for their help, and keep them happy. Their musical performances were seen as offerings, a way to gain favor and ensure the gods' blessings. The sistrum, a kind of rattle, was often played by goddesses. Its distinctive sound was believed to have protective qualities. They believed its shaking sound kept away evil and brought divine protection, creating a sacred space free from negative influences. Playing music was a sacred duty, a way to talk to the gods and keep the world in balance. It was an essential part of their religious rituals and ceremonies. Musicians, especially those in temples, were important people. They were highly respected and their skills were considered divine gifts. Their skills were seen as gifts from the gods, and their music was a way to honor these divine gifts. Their music wasn't just entertainment, it was a way to pray and offer gifts to the heavens. Each note and rhythm was a form of worship, a way to connect with the divine. The importance of music in ancient Egyptian religion reminds us of the power of music. It was a tool for spiritual connection, a means to express faith, and a way to find comfort in the mysteries of life. It can connect us to something bigger than ourselves, transcending the mundane and touching the divine. Their beliefs, though different from ours, show us how music has always been used to express faith, find comfort, and celebrate the mysteries of the universe. The melodies and rhythms of ancient Egypt continue to echo through time, reminding us of the timeless connection between music and spirituality. This beautiful sistrum, with its carvings and sacred pictures, shows us how much they respected their instruments. Each instrument was not just a tool, but a sacred object imbued with spiritual significance. The shaking of this instrument inside a temple would have created a feeling of awe and reverence, connecting people to their gods. The sound resonated through the sacred halls, a reminder of the divine presence in their lives. France in the late 18th century was a nation ablaze with revolution and ambition. The streets of Paris echoed with the cries of liberty, equality and fraternity as the old order was dismantled and a new era began to take shape. The French Revolution had reshaped the political landscape, toppling monarchies and challenging the very foundations of European society. It was a time of great upheaval and even greater possibilities. Amidst this chaos, a young general named Napoleon Bonaparte was rising to prominence. His military prowess and strategic genius were quickly becoming the stuff of legend. His eyes were set on glory, and his gaze fell upon the ancient land of Egypt. To him, Egypt was not just a distant land, but a gateway to immortality.
Egypt, once a cradle of civilization, is now a strategic prize. Its location at the crossroads of Africa and Asia made it a key to controlling trade routes and exerting influence over the region. It holds the promise of disrupting British trade routes to India and expanding French influence. Control over Egypt could shift the balance of power in Europe.
Napoleon, however, saw beyond the geopolitical chessboard. He was not just a soldier, he was a visionary. He was captivated by the stories of Egypt's glorious past. The land of the Pharaohs, with its pyramids and ancient mysteries, called to him like a siren song. The Pharaohs, the pyramids, the mysteries of a lost civilization, these ignited a fire in his imagination. He dreamed of uncovering the secrets that had been buried for millennia.
Not just as a conqueror, but as a patron of knowledge, a beacon of enlightenment in a world shrouded in darkness. Uncovering the secrets buried beneath the sands. The treasures of Egypt were not just gold and jewels, but the wisdom of an ancient civilization.
In 1798, Napoleon embarked on his Egyptian expedition. It was a bold and audacious move, one that would test his leadership and vision. He carried with him not just the might of the French army, but the hopes and dreams of a nation, but also a contingent of scholars, scientists and artists. This was no ordinary military campaign, it was a quest for knowledge. This was a dual mission, to conquer Egypt and to unravel its ancient mysteries. The expedition was as much about discovery as it was about domination.
The expedition resonates with the spirit of the Enlightenment. It was a time when reason and science were seen as the keys to unlocking the mysteries of the world. Europe is in the throes of intellectual curiosity, eager to rediscover its classical past. The scholars who accompanied Napoleon were driven by a thirst for knowledge, eager to rediscover its classical past. They sought to bring the light of understanding to the dark corners of history. Egypt, with its ancient civilization and enigmatic monuments, holds an irresistible allure. It was a land of wonder and mystery, waiting to be explored.
The expedition was a testament to Napoleon's belief in the power of knowledge, even as he waged war. He saw himself as a bridge between the past and the future, even as he waged war. The battles fought in the sands of Egypt were not just for territory, but for the soul of a civilization. He saw the conquest of Egypt not just as a military objective, but as an opportunity to advance human understanding. It was a chance to rewrite history. Little did he know that his expedition would spark a global fascination with ancient Egypt, igniting a passion that would span centuries, giving birth to the field of Egyptology. Scholars from around the world would flock to Egypt, drawn by the allure of its ancient secrets, and forever changing our understanding of this ancient civilization. The legacy of Napoleon's Egyptian expedition is one of discovery, knowledge, and an unending quest for the truth. Napoleon's armada set sail from Toulon harbour, its destination the shores of Egypt. This ambitious expedition was not just a military endeavour, but a grand vision of conquest and enlightenment. The ships were laden not only with soldiers and weaponry, but also with scientific instruments, books and art supplies. Napoleon envisioned a new era of discovery, where the might of the French military would be complemented by the intellectual prowess of its scholars. The French troops landed in Alexandria in July 1798, quickly overwhelming the city's defences. The initial success was a testament to the meticulous planning and sheer force of Napoleon's army.
Promising to free the Egyptians from Ottoman rule, my words were meant to inspire and win the hearts of the local population, portraying the French as their saviors.
His words, however, rang hollow as the French army advanced southwards, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Villages were razed and the local populace suffered under the harsh realities of war. The Battle of the Pyramids, fought on the outskirts of Cairo, was a testament to French military might. The sight of the ancient pyramids standing witness to the clash of modern armies was both awe-inspiring and tragic. The Mamluk cavalry, though renowned for their prowess, was no match for the disciplined volleys of the French infantry. The battle showcased the superiority of French tactics and the devastating effectiveness of their firepower. Cairo fell into French hands, and with it, control of the Nile Delta. This strategic victory allowed the French to establish a foothold in Egypt, but it also marked the beginning of a prolonged and arduous campaign. But the conquest was far from over. The French faced continuous resistance from local forces and the looming threat of foreign intervention. The British Navy, sensing a threat to their interests in the region, engaged the French fleet at the Battle of the Nile. This confrontation would prove to be a pivotal moment in the campaign. The French, caught unawares in Aboukir Bay, suffered a crushing defeat. The loss of their fleet was a devastating blow, isolating Napoleon's forces in a hostile land. This naval disaster effectively stranded Napoleon's army in Egypt, cutting off their supply lines and reinforcements. The French soldiers, now isolated, had to rely on their resourcefulness and resilience to survive. The siege of Acre, however, proved to be a turning point. The Ottoman defenders, backed by British naval support, repelled repeated French assaults. The fortifications of Acre stood strong against the relentless French attacks. Napoleon, facing mounting casualties and news of unrest back in France, was forced to abandon the siege. The dream of a swift and glorious conquest was slipping away. His dreams of conquering the East lay shattered. The once ambitious campaign had turned into a struggle for survival and a race against time. His Egyptian adventure, though ultimately a military failure, had planted the seeds for something far greater, a renaissance in the study of ancient Egypt. The scholars who accompanied the expedition made groundbreaking discoveries, uncovering the mysteries of a civilization long forgotten. Among these discoveries was the Rosetta Stone, a key to unlocking the secrets of Egyptian hieroglyphics. This artifact would become one of the most important tools in the study of ancient languages and cultures. The work of these scholars culminated in the monumental Description de l'Égypte, a comprehensive record of the expedition's findings. This publication would inspire generations of historians, archaeologists, and Egyptologists. Today, the legacy of Napoleon's Egyptian campaign lives on in the continued fascination with ancient Egypt. The treasures uncovered and the knowledge gained have left an indelible mark on our understanding of history. Napoleon's invasion of Egypt, though driven by imperial ambitions, also marked the beginning of a new era of intellectual exploration. This campaign was not just about territorial conquest, it was also about the conquest of knowledge. Alongside his soldiers, Napoleon brought with him a carefully selected group of over 160 scholars, scientists, artists, and engineers. These individuals were not mere observers. They were active participants in a grand experiment to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization. This group, known as the Commission of the Sciences and Arts of Egypt, was tasked with a unique mission to systematically study and document the ancient civilization they were conquering. Their work would go on to influence generations of historians, archaeologists, and scholars, meticulously recording their observations of ancient monuments, deciphering hieroglyphs, and studying local customs. Their efforts were not limited to grand temples and pyramids. They also documented everyday life, providing a comprehensive picture of Egyptian society. Their work, conducted amidst the chaos of war, laid the foundation for our modern understanding of ancient Egypt. Despite the constant threat of conflict, these scholars remained focused on their mission, driven by a passion for discovery. For the first time, Europe was getting a glimpse of Egypt not through the distorted lens of myth and legend, but through the objective eyes of science. This shift in perspective was revolutionary, challenging long-held beliefs and sparking a new era of Egyptology. These scholars, driven by a thirst for knowledge, braved the scorching desert heat, the threat of disease, and the constant dangers of war. Their resilience and dedication were remarkable as they navigated both the physical and intellectual challenges of their work. Their dedication to their task, even as battles raged around them, stands as a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity. They were not deterred by the chaos around them. Instead, they used it as a backdrop for their groundbreaking research. Ancient Egypt was a land of mystery and wonder. Its civilization flourished along the banks of the Nile River, creating a rich tapestry of culture, art, and religion that continues to captivate us today. The Egyptians worshipped many gods, each with their own unique attributes and stories. These deities played a crucial role in the daily lives of the people, influencing everything from the harvest to the afterlife. One of the most important and revered of these gods was Ra, the sun god. Ra was often depicted with the head of a falcon, crowned with a sun disk, symbolizing his dominion over the sky and the sun. Ra was the giver of life. He brought warmth and light to the world, essential for the growth of crops and the sustenance of life. Every day, Ra would travel across the sky in his solar boat, bringing daylight to the world. Egyptians believed he controlled the seasons, ensuring the cyclical nature of life and death. They also believed he protected them from evil forces, such as the serpent Apep, who threatened to plunge the world into chaos. Ra was a powerful deity, and his worship was central to Egyptian religion. Temples dedicated to Ra were built across the land, and priests performed daily rituals to honor him and ensure his favor. His influence can be seen in many aspects of Egyptian culture, from the grand architecture of temples and pyramids to the intricate carvings and paintings that adorned their walls. Ra's presence was ever present. From art and architecture to religion and mythology, Ra left an undeniable mark on ancient Egypt. His legacy continues to be a source of fascination and inspiration, reminding us of the enduring power of the sun and the gods who once ruled the land of the pharaohs. Egyptian mythology is full of fascinating stories. One story tells of Ra's birth. He emerged from the primordial waters of Nun. Nun represented chaos. Ra's birth symbolized the emergence of order from chaos. He created himself. This demonstrated his immense power. Ra was not alone in the universe. He created other gods and goddesses. Shu was the god of air. Tefnut was the goddess of moisture. Together, they helped Ra to establish the world as we know it. Ra was believed to travel across the sky each day in his solar boat. He sailed from east to west. This journey represented the cycle of day and night. Each morning Ra rose from the underworld. He brought light and warmth to the land. In the evening, Ra descended into the underworld. There he battled Apophis, the serpent of chaos. Apophis sought to devour the sun and plunge the world into darkness. Ra's victory each night ensured the continuation of life and order. Ra possessed a powerful weapon, the Eye of Ra. This was a powerful symbol in Egyptian mythology. It represented Ra's immense power and protection. The Eye of Ra could unleash devastating destruction upon Ra's enemies. The Eye of Ra was also associated with goddesses like Sekhmet and Bastet. They acted as Ra's protectors. They could be fierce and vengeful when necessary. This highlighted the dual nature of Ra's power. He was both benevolent and fearsome, embodying both creation and destruction. Ra was more than just a sun god. He was also considered the king of the gods. He was responsible for maintaining order and justice. The pharaohs of Egypt were believed to be Ra's representatives on earth. They derived their authority from him. Ra's reign brought prosperity to Egypt. He provided sunlight for the crops. He ensured the annual flooding of the Nile River. This was essential for agriculture. Ra's rule was seen as a time of peace and abundance. Ra was worshipped throughout ancient Egypt. Temples were built in his honor. Heliopolis, the city of the sun, was a major center of Ra worship. People gathered at these temples to offer prayers and sacrifices to the sun god. Religious rituals were performed daily to honor Ra. Priests played a crucial role in these ceremonies. They made offerings of food, drink, and incense to the god. They also chanted hymns and performed dances. The ancient Egyptians used many symbols to represent Ra. The most common was the sun disk. It was often depicted with rays of light emanating from it. This symbolized Ra's life-giving energy. Obelisks, tall four-sided pillars, were also associated with Ra. They were often erected in pairs at the entrances to temples. The phoenix, a mythical bird that rose from its own ashes, was another symbol of Ra. It represented rebirth and renewal. Ra was frequently depicted in ancient Egyptian art. His presence was ubiquitous, symbolizing not just his divine status, but also the central role he played in the daily lives of the ancient Egyptians. He was often shown as a man with the head of a falcon. This unique depiction was not arbitrary, it was deeply symbolic. The falcon, a bird of prey, represented keen vision and dominance, qualities attributed to Ra. This symbolized his strength and his association with the sky. The sky was seen as a vast, powerful domain, and Ra, as the sun god, was believed to traverse it daily, bringing light and life to the world. Ra was also shown wearing the sun disk on his head. This sun disk was more than just an ornament. It was a potent symbol of his role as the sun god, the source of all energy and life. The colours gold and red were commonly used in depictions of Ra. Gold, with its radiant and unchanging nature, was associated with the eternal and divine aspects of Ra. Gold represented the sun's radiance. It was a colour that conveyed the brilliance and the life-giving power of the sun, which Ra embodied. Red symbolized the sun's heat and power. It was a colour that evoked the intense energy and the life-sustaining warmth of the sun, attributes that were central to Ra's identity. Ra's image was everywhere in ancient Egypt. From the grand temples to the humble homes, his depictions served as a constant reminder of his omnipresence and his vital role in the cosmos. It served as a constant reminder of his power and presence. The ancient Egyptians believed that by venerating Ra through art, they could ensure his favour and maintain the balance of the world. His depictions were not just artistic expressions, but were integral to the spiritual and cultural fabric of ancient Egyptian society. Ra's influence on ancient Egyptian culture was profound. His worship shaped religious beliefs and practices for centuries. The pharaohs based their authority on their connection to Ra. Egyptian art and architecture were filled with symbols of the sun god. Even after the decline of ancient Egypt, Ra's legacy lived on. His story continued to fascinate people. He became a subject of study for scholars and historians. His image appeared in literature, art, and popular culture. Ra, the Egyptian sun god, remains an enduring symbol of ancient Egyptian civilization. His influence can be seen in the art, architecture, and religious practices that have survived through the ages. The reverence for Ra was not just limited to the elite or the priests. It permeated every level of society, from the grand temples to the humble homes of ordinary Egyptians. He represents the power of the sun, the importance of order, and the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. The sun's daily journey across the sky was a powerful metaphor for the cycle of life, a reminder that each day brought new opportunities and challenges. Ra's presence in the sky was a constant source of inspiration and hope for the people, reinforcing the idea that light would always triumph over darkness. His story continues to captivate us. The myths and legends surrounding Ra are filled with rich symbolism and profound lessons that resonate even today. From his battles with the serpent Apep to his role in the creation of the world, Ra's narrative is a testament to the human desire to understand the mysteries of existence and the forces that shape our lives. Ra's journey across the sky reminded the ancient Egyptians of the importance of light and warmth. The sun was not just a source of physical sustenance, but also a symbol of spiritual enlightenment and growth. The daily rise and set of the sun were seen as a divine performance, a celestial drama that played out in the heavens and mirrored the human experience on earth. It also reminded them of the constant battle between order and chaos. Ra's nightly journey through the underworld, where he fought against the forces of darkness, was a powerful allegory for the struggles that each person faced in their own life. This eternal conflict between light and dark, order and chaos, was central to the Egyptian worldview and influenced their understanding of morality, justice, and the afterlife. Ra's legacy is a testament to the power of ancient Egyptian beliefs and their ability to endure across millennia. The stories and symbols associated with Ra have transcended time, continuing to inspire and fascinate people around the world. Whether through the majestic pyramids that stand as a tribute to his glory, or the intricate hieroglyphs that tell his tale, Ra's influence is a reminder of the enduring power of human imagination and the quest for meaning in the universe. Gold, a symbol of power, purity, and eternal life. Since time immemorial, it has captivated civilizations across the globe. From the sun-drenched sands of ancient Egypt to the bustling cities of today, gold has held an irresistible fascination. Its brilliance and rarity have made it the ultimate symbol of wealth and prestige. For the ancient Egyptians, gold was deeply intertwined with their beliefs, rituals, and their very perception of the cosmos. In the land of Pharos, where the scorching sun beat down upon the fertile banks of the Nile, gold flowed like the lifeblood of a mighty civilization. From the towering pyramids to the humblest amulets, gold was omnipresent, a testament to Egypt's enduring legacy. Join us now as we embark on a captivating journey through time. Our journey begins in the mines, where the quest for this precious metal shaped the destiny of a nation. The ancient Egyptians believed that gold was no mere earthly element. It was a celestial gift born from the very tears of Ra, the sun god. As Ra wept tears of joy, they fell to the earth, transforming into shimmering nuggets of gold. This divine origin imbued gold with a sacred aura, elevating it above all other metals. It became synonymous with the sun's radiance, its life-giving warmth, and its association with royalty and power. To obtain this divine metal, the ancient Egyptians embarked on arduous expeditions to remote corners of their empire. From the Nubian desert in the south to the Sinai Peninsula in the east, they established vast mining operations driven by an insatiable thirst for the precious metal. Miners, often prisoners of war or labourers conscripted into service, toiled in stifling heat and cramped conditions. Using rudimentary tools of copper and stone, they chipped away at the hard rock, following veins of gold deep into the earth. The extracted ore, a mixture of rock and precious metal, was then transported, often on the backs of donkeys or by boat along the Nile, to smelting centres. There, skilled craftsmen employed ingenious techniques to separate the gold from its impurities. Using furnaces fueled by charcoal, they heated the ore to extreme temperatures, melting the gold and allowing it to be collected. This arduous process yielded the precious metal that would adorn temples, tombs, and the bodies of pharaohs. Gold, in the eyes of the ancient Egyptians, transcended its material value. It was not merely a symbol of wealth or status, but a divine substance intrinsically linked to the very essence of their gods. They called it the flesh of the gods, a tangible manifestation of the celestial realm on earth. This belief permeated every aspect of their religious life, from the grand temples to the smallest amulets. The Egyptians saw a powerful connection between gold and the sun, the life-giving force of their world. Gold, with its radiant glow, seemed to embody the very essence of the sun's energy. Ra, the sun god, was often depicted with golden skin, his body emanating a warm, ethereal light. The pharaohs, considered to be divine intermediaries between the gods and the people, were also closely associated with gold. Their tombs were filled with golden treasures, their bodies adorned with golden masks and jewellery. Gold played a pivotal role in the Egyptians' elaborate burial rituals. Amulets crafted from gold, often depicting protective deities or sacred symbols, were placed within the tombs, their presence intended to ward off evil spirits and ensure a safe passage to the underworld. The Egyptians believed that the deceased needed to be adorned with gold in order to be recognized by the gods in the afterlife. This belief fueled the creation of exquisite funerary goods, from intricately crafted jewellery to elaborate sarcophagi, all lavishly adorned with gold. While gold held profound religious significance in ancient Egypt, its use extended far beyond temples and tombs. For the elite, gold was a ubiquitous symbol of their status, adorning everything from furniture and chariots to clothing and jewellery. Wealthy Egyptians adorned themselves with elaborate gold necklaces, rings and earrings, showcasing their prosperity and refined taste. Craftsmen transformed gold into exquisite objects, both grand and intimate. They mastered techniques like granulation, filigree and cloisonne, creating intricate designs that showcased their mastery over this precious metal. Even among the common people, gold held a special allure. Amulets made of gold, often depicting protective deities, were highly sought after for their perceived power to ward off evil and bring good fortune. The most lavish and awe-inspiring use of gold, however, was reserved for the gods themselves and the pharaohs who served as their earthly representatives. Temples dedicated to honouring the gods were adorned with staggering quantities of gold, transforming them into dazzling displays of wealth and devotion. Walls shimmered with gold leaf, statues of deities gleamed under the sun's rays, and even the most mundane objects, like offering bowls and incense burners, were often crafted from this precious metal. The Egyptians believed that by adorning their temples with gold, they were creating a fitting abode for the gods, a realm worthy of their divine presence. Pharaohs, considered to be living gods, were also inextricably linked to gold. Their tombs, elaborate structures designed to ensure their safe passage to the afterlife, were veritable treasure troves filled with unimaginable quantities of gold. The abundance of gold buried with pharaohs served multiple purposes. It was a potent symbol of their power and status, showcasing their wealth and divine right to rule even in death. Gold was believed to possess transformative properties, capable of elevating the pharaoh's spirit and facilitating their journey to the afterlife. Beyond its religious and symbolic importance, gold also played a vital role in the ancient Egyptian economy. It served as a form of currency, used to facilitate trade and pay taxes. The Egyptians controlled vast gold mines, primarily located in Nubia and the eastern desert. The allure of gold extended far beyond the borders of ancient Egypt. Its reputation as a precious and enduring metal spread throughout the ancient world, attracting merchants and traders from distant lands. Egypt, with its vast gold reserves and its strategic location at the crossroads of major trade routes, became a hub of international commerce. From the bustling ports of the Nile Delta to the desert oases that dotted the caravan routes, gold flowed in and out of Egypt, fueling a thriving economy. Merchants, their ships laden with goods from distant shores, arrived eager to exchange their wares for this highly sought-after metal. The Egyptians, in turn, sought luxury goods not available within their own borders, such as cedarwood from Lebanon, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, and ebony and ivory from sub-Saharan Africa. The ancient Egyptians forged significant trade relationships with the land of Punt, located along the Red Sea or Horn of Africa. Punt was renowned for its exotic goods, including incense, ebony, ivory, and gold. Egyptians launched expeditions to Punt, braving treacherous seas. These expeditions were recorded on temple walls, showcasing their seafaring capabilities. Reliefs from Hatshepsut's temple depict ships laden with treasures from Punt. Trade with Punt was reciprocal. Egyptians offered gold, linen, papyrus, and manufactured goods in exchange. Gold, beyond its role as a commodity, also served as a powerful tool of diplomacy in ancient Egypt. Pharaohs, keen to maintain peaceful relations with their neighbours or to secure their borders from potential threats, often employed gold as a diplomatic gift. These gifts, presented with great ceremony and accompanied by lavish pronouncements of friendship and goodwill, served to strengthen alliances and deter aggression. The Egyptians also used gold to secure their access to vital resources, such as timber from the cedar forests of Lebanon or turquoise from the Sinai Peninsula. By offering generous payments in gold, the Egyptians ensured a steady supply of these essential materials, which were crucial for their construction projects, shipbuilding, and the creation of luxury goods. The flow of gold into and out of Egypt, driven by trade, diplomacy, and conquest, had a profound impact on the ancient world. While gold reigned supreme in ancient Egypt, other materials were equally prized for their beauty and rarity. Lapis lazuli, a deep blue stone, was especially valued for its intense colour and celestial associations. Mined in Afghanistan, it symbolized the heavens and the divine. The funerary mask of Tutankhamun showcases lapis lazuli alongside gold, symbolizing wealth and power. Turquoise, a vibrant blue-green mineral, was mined in the Sinai Peninsula and other arid regions. Its colour, reminiscent of water and vegetation, symbolized fertility, renewal and protection. Turquoise was used in amulets and jewellery for its perceived magical properties. Obsidian, a volcanic glass, symbolized both chaos and protection. Its sharp edges made it ideal for tools and weapons. Skilled artisans transformed these materials into exquisite objects. These stones enriched the artistic vocabulary of ancient Egypt. Journeying through ancient Egypt, we explore the golden legacy of a civilization that revered its beauty and power. Gold held a sacred place, embodying the sun's radiance and the god's immortality. From mines to workshops, artisans crafted objects of beauty and meaning. Gold adorned temples, tombs and bodies, symbolizing wealth and eternity. It played a vital role in the economy, facilitating trade and diplomacy. The allure of gold connected Egypt to distant civilizations, shaping history. The legacy of ancient Egypt's fascination with gold continues to resonate today. The dazzling artifacts recovered from their tombs, preserved for millennia by the dry desert climate, still captivate our imaginations, offering a glimpse into a civilization that valued beauty, craftsmanship, and the enduring power of this precious metal. As we marvel at the golden treasures of ancient Egypt, we are reminded of the enduring human fascination with this precious metal. Across cultures and throughout history, gold has symbolized wealth, power, beauty, and the divine. It has adorned our bodies, our places of worship, and our most prized possessions. The ancient Egyptians, with their profound reverence for gold, offer us a unique perspective on the enduring allure of this precious metal. They remind us that beyond its material value, gold holds a deeper significance, reflecting our aspirations for beauty, eternity, and a connection to something greater than ourselves. The Nile, a life-giving river, snakes through the arid landscapes of North Africa. Along its banks, an extraordinary civilization blossomed thousands of years ago, ancient Egypt. This land, shrouded in mystery and legend, continues to captivate our imagination. From the towering pyramids of Giza to the enigmatic Sphinx, the remnants of ancient Egypt whisper tales of pharaohs, gods, and a civilization that thrived for millennia. These monumental structures are not mere relics of a bygone era. They stand as testaments to human ingenuity, ambition, and a deep connection with the cosmos. The ancient Egyptians believed in the eternal cycle of life and death, reflected in their elaborate burial rituals and the grandeur of their tombs. Join me now as we embark on a journey through time, exploring the rise and fall of this extraordinary civilization. Our adventure takes us from the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt to the era of powerful pharaohs who commanded vast armies and immense wealth. We'll delve into the lives of ordinary Egyptians, their beliefs, their innovations, and their enduring legacy that continues to shape our world today. Prepare to be amazed by the splendors of ancient Egypt, a land of enduring fascination and unparalleled historical significance. Before the grandeur of the pyramids and the might of the pharaohs, Egypt existed as two separate entities, Upper and Lower Egypt. These regions were distinct in their cultures, traditions, and even their gods. The fertile lands of the Nile Valley were divided, each region with its own ruler and deities. The people of Upper Egypt worshipped gods like Seth, while those in Lower Egypt revered gods such as Wadjet. This division, however, would not last forever. The desire for unity and strength was ever present, and the two regions were destined to come together. Around 3100 BC, a powerful king emerged from Upper Egypt. His name was Narmer. He was a visionary leader who saw the potential of a united Egypt. Narmer's victory over Lower Egypt marked a pivotal moment in Egyptian history. His triumph was not just a military conquest, but a symbolic act of unification. This unification under one ruler paved the way for the emergence of a unified Egyptian identity and the establishment of the dynastic rule that would characterize ancient Egypt. The merging of the two lands brought about a new era of prosperity and cultural development. Narmer's legacy is not only political, it is also artistic. His reign marked the beginning of a flourishing period for Egyptian art and culture. The Narmer palette, a ceremonial artifact discovered in the ancient city of Hierakonpolis, depicts Narmer wearing the crowns of both Upper and Lower Egypt, symbolizing his dominion over the two lands. This artifact is a testament to his power and the significance of his rule. This artifact provides us with a glimpse into the early stages of Egyptian art and the significance of royal iconography. The intricate carvings and symbols on the palette tell a story of power, divinity, and the unification of a great civilization. With the unification complete, a new era dawned upon the land of the Nile. The once divided regions now worked together, sharing resources and knowledge, leading to advancements in various fields. The first dynasty was established, marking the beginning of a remarkable journey that would span thousands of years. This period saw the consolidation of power and the establishment of traditions that would endure for millennia. The unification of Egypt laid the foundation for the flourishing civilization that would leave an indelible mark on human history. The achievements of ancient Egypt in architecture, art, and governance continue to inspire and awe the world to this day. The Old Kingdom, spanning from around 2686 to 2181 BC, is often regarded as the golden age of ancient Egypt. This era laid the foundation for the grandeur and mystique that we associate with ancient Egyptian civilization today. This period witnessed the flourishing of Egyptian culture, marked by impressive advancements in art, architecture, and governance. The pharaohs of the Old Kingdom were not just rulers, they were seen as gods on earth, and their divine status was reflected in the monumental projects they commissioned. It was during this era that the iconic pyramids enduring symbols of ancient Egypt were constructed. These structures were not merely tombs, but were also a testament to the pharaohs' power and their connection to the divine. These colossal structures, built as tombs for the pharaohs, showcase the architectural prowess and the sophisticated engineering skills of the ancient Egyptians. The precision with which these massive stones were cut and placed continues to baffle modern engineers and historians. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built by the pharaoh Khufu, is the most impressive of them all. Standing at an original height of 146.6 meters, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world. Its sheer scale and precision continue to astonish us today. The alignment of the pyramid, with the cardinal points, and its near-perfect symmetry, are feats of engineering that still inspire awe. The construction of these monumental tombs was not only a testament to the pharaoh's power, but also a reflection of the Egyptians' belief in the afterlife. The pyramids were seen as a means to ensure the pharaoh's safe journey to the afterlife, where they would continue to rule as gods. The pyramids were designed to ensure the safe passage of the pharaoh's soul into the afterlife, equipped with everything they would need for eternity. This included not only treasures and food, but also intricate spells and texts inscribed on the walls to guide them through the afterlife. The Old Kingdom wasn't just about pyramids, however. It was a period of remarkable cultural and intellectual achievements that laid the groundwork for future generations. This period saw the development of hieroglyphic writing, a complex system that combined logographic, syllabic, and alphabetic elements. This writing system was used for religious texts, official inscriptions, and monumental art, playing a crucial role in the administration and culture of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians also made significant strides in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Their understanding of the stars and the human body was advanced for their time, and many of their practices laid the foundation for future scientific discoveries. The Old Kingdom was a time of unprecedented prosperity and stability, but like all empires, its time in the sun would eventually come to an end. The Nile River, which had been the lifeblood of the civilization, also played a role in its decline. Internal strife, coupled with a weakening central authority, would usher in a period of instability known as the First Intermediate Period. This era of chaos and fragmentation marked the end of the Old Kingdom, but the legacy of its achievements would endure for millennia. The First Intermediate Period, spanning roughly from 2181 to 2055 BC, marked a significant departure from the opulence and stability of the Old Kingdom. This era was characterized by political fragmentation, social unrest, and economic decline. The once powerful centralized government of the pharaohs weakened, allowing provincial governors known as nomarchs to assert their independence. The First Intermediate Period was a time of uncertainty and upheaval. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, experienced irregular flooding patterns, leading to famines and social unrest. The weakening central authority resulted in increased competition for resources and power struggles between rival nomarchs. Despite the challenges, this period wasn't devoid of cultural and artistic innovation. The nomarchs, eager to assert their authority and legitimacy, commissioned elaborate tombs and temples in their respective regions. This competition led to a flourishing of regional artistic styles and a departure from the rigid artistic canons of the Old Kingdom. The first intermediate period, often viewed as a dark age in Egyptian history, was a time of significant transformation. It marked the end of the Old Kingdom's centralized rule and paved the way for the emergence of a new dynasty that would reunite Egypt and usher in another era of prosperity and power. Around 2055 BC, a new dynasty emerged from Thebes, a powerful city-state in Upper Egypt. This marked the beginning of a transformative era in Egyptian history. Mentuhotep II, a visionary leader, succeeded in reuniting Upper and Lower Egypt, bringing an end to the political fragmentation that had plagued the country for nearly a century. His leadership was instrumental in restoring the nation's unity. This reunification marked the beginning of the Middle Kingdom, a period characterized by renewed stability, expansion, and a flourishing of arts and culture. The Middle Kingdom is often considered a Renaissance period in ancient Egyptian history. Mentuhotep II's reign marked a return to strong central authority. He was not just a ruler, but a reformer who laid the foundation for future prosperity. He embarked on ambitious building projects, revitalized trade routes, and restored order throughout the land. These projects included the construction of temples, fortresses, and irrigation systems that boosted agricultural productivity. The Middle Kingdom pharaohs, learning from the mistakes of their predecessors, implemented administrative reforms to strengthen the central government and prevent future fragmentation. These reforms included the establishment of a more efficient bureaucracy and the appointment of loyal officials to key positions. The Middle Kingdom was not only a time of internal consolidation, it was also an era of expansion. Egyptian armies pushed the boundaries of the kingdom further than ever before. Egyptian influence reached southward into Nubia, a region rich in gold and other valuable resources. This expansion brought immense wealth and resources to Egypt, further solidifying its power. Trade flourished, bringing wealth and exotic goods from distant lands. Merchants traveled far and wide, establishing trade networks that connected Egypt with other great civilizations of the time. The Middle Kingdom, with its focus on stability, expansion, and administrative efficiency, laid the groundwork for the emergence of the New Kingdom, a period that would witness Egypt's transformation into a mighty empire. The achievements of the Middle Kingdom set the stage for future greatness. The pharaohs of the Middle Kingdom, through their shrewd leadership and ambitious endeavors, ensured that Egypt would rise again to reclaim its place as a dominant force in the ancient world. Their legacy is a testament to the enduring strength and resilience of the Egyptian civilization. Herodotus possessed a keen eye for observation and a passion for collecting stories. He sought out learned men and women, engaging them in lively discussions. He listened intently to tales whispered in marketplaces and songs sung in royal courts. He believed in the power of first-hand experience, venturing into remote regions to witness life in all its diversity. Herodotus understood that to truly comprehend the world, one had to explore its every corner. Egypt, with its ancient pyramids that have stood the test of time, towering majestically over the desert landscape, and enigmatic hieroglyphs that tell stories of gods, kings, and everyday life, held a particular allure for Herodotus. It was a land steeped in history, its origins lost to the mists of time, where every stone and ruin whispered secrets of a bygone era. Herodotus was captivated by the grandeur of its monuments, the towering statues that seemed to touch the sky, and the complexity of its civilization, a society that thrived with bustling marketplaces and intricate social structures. Herodotus immersed himself in Egyptian culture, engaging with priests, scribes, and ordinary people, learning from their daily lives and traditions. He learned about their religious beliefs, their social customs, and their understanding of the cosmos, which was deeply intertwined with their daily existence. He was fascinated by their stories of gods and pharaohs, tales of divine rulers and mythical beings, of creation and the afterlife, where elaborate burial practices ensured a journey to the next world. He recognized that Egypt offered a unique perspective on the human experience, a civilization that had mastered the art of living in harmony with the natural and supernatural worlds. Herodotus was a pioneer in the field of history, often referred to as the father of history, due to his groundbreaking work in documenting the past. However, his methods differed greatly from the rigorous standards of modern scholarship. Unlike today's historians, who rely on a combination of primary sources, archaeological evidence, and peer-reviewed research, Herodotus had to navigate a world where written records were scarce and often unreliable. He relied heavily on oral accounts, gathering stories from a wide range of sources. These included local storytellers, travelers, and merchants, each with their own version of events. Herodotus understood that history was often passed down through generations, shaped by the memories and perspectives of those who recounted it. This oral tradition was a double-edged sword. While it preserved the essence of events, it also allowed for embellishments and alterations over time. The stories he collected were like pieces of a puzzle, each one offering a glimpse into the past, but none providing a complete picture. The hieroglyphics and inscriptions he encountered were invaluable, yet they too were subject to interpretation. Herodotus recognized the subjective nature of his sources, but believed that by collecting multiple perspectives, he could approach a semblance of truth. He was aware that each account was colored by the teller's own experiences and biases. While Herodotus valued first-hand observation, he also relied on the interpretations of local guides and experts. These individuals provided him with insights that he could not have gained on his own. He understood that these guides and experts had spent their lives immersed in the culture and history of their land, making their knowledge indispensable. He consulted with Egyptian priests who possessed a deep knowledge of their history and religion. These priests were the keepers of sacred texts and oral traditions, offering Herodotus a wealth of information. He sought out Greek merchants and travelers who had spent years in Egypt, absorbing its culture. These individuals provided a unique perspective, bridging the gap between Greek and Egyptian worlds. He recognized that to fully understand a place, one had to rely on the knowledge of those who knew it best. This meant listening to the voices of the people who lived there, who had experienced its history firsthand. Herodotus's approach to history was not without its flaws. His reliance on oral accounts and second-hand information sometimes led him astray. He sometimes struggled to differentiate between fact and legend, accepting fantastical stories at face value. These tales, while captivating, often blurred the line between history and myth. He acknowledged the limitations of his own knowledge, often presenting conflicting accounts side by side. This approach allowed readers to see the diversity of perspectives, but also highlighted the uncertainties inherent in his work. However, his willingness to embrace uncertainty and to present multiple perspectives distinguished him as a historian. He was not afraid to admit when he did not know the full story, and he left room for future scholars to build upon his work. He understood that history was not simply a collection of facts, but a complex tapestry woven from memory, interpretation, and imagination. This holistic approach allowed him to capture the richness and complexity of human experience, making his work timeless and invaluable. Egypt, in the eyes of Herodotus, was a land of wonders, both familiar and strange. As he journeyed through this ancient civilization, he was struck by the unique blend of natural beauty and human ingenuity that defined the landscape. He marveled at the Nile's annual floods, which brought life to the arid land. These floods were not just a natural phenomenon, but a lifeline for the people, ensuring the fertility of the soil and the prosperity of the nation. He described the Egyptians' ingenious irrigation systems which transformed the desert into fertile fields. These systems were a testament to their advanced engineering skills and their ability to adapt to their environment. He observed their agricultural practices, noting their cultivation of wheat, barley and flax. These crops were not only staples of their diet, but also essential for their economy, providing materials for trade and daily life. Herodotus was impressed by the Egyptians' ability to harness the power of nature to sustain their civilization. Their agricultural techniques were sustainable and efficient, allowing them to thrive in a challenging environment. Herodotus was equally fascinated by the Egyptians' cultural practices. He witnessed their vibrant festivals, intricate rituals, and the daily routines that reflected their deep-seated beliefs and values. He described their reverence for the Nile, which they believed was the source of all life. The river was central to their religion and mythology, and they held numerous ceremonies to honor its vital role in their existence. He observed their elaborate burial rituals, including the mummification of their dead and the construction of elaborate tombs. These practices were deeply rooted in their belief in the afterlife and the importance of preserving the body for the journey beyond. He noted their fascination with astronomy, their development of a calendar based on the solar year, and their construction of massive pyramids aligned with the stars. These achievements demonstrated their advanced understanding of the cosmos and their desire to connect with the divine. Herodotus recognized the Egyptians' deep connection to their environment and their reverence for the natural world. This connection was evident in their art, architecture, and daily practices, all of which reflected a profound respect for the forces of nature. He observed their respect for animals, particularly cats, which they considered sacred. Cats were not only pets, but also symbols of protection and grace, often depicted in their art and associated with the goddess Bastet. He noted their belief in the afterlife and their elaborate preparations for the journey into the underworld. These preparations included not only mummification, but also the provision of goods, amulets, and inscriptions to guide and protect the deceased in the afterlife. Herodotus understood that the Egyptians' worldview was fundamentally different from that of the Greeks, shaped by their unique environment and their ancient traditions. This difference was reflected in their art, religion, and social structures, offering a rich tapestry of cultural diversity that fascinated and inspired him. The ancient Egyptians created a civilization that thrived for millennia. This civilization was built on the fertile banks of the Nile River. The Nile's annual floods brought life-giving silt to the land. This allowed the Egyptians to cultivate crops and produce surplus agricultural goods. From the bustling marketplaces of their cities to the far reaches of the known world, the Egyptians were active traders. They exchanged goods, ideas, and culture with their neighbors. Their pharaohs, considered divine rulers, invested in expeditions to distant lands. These expeditions sought valuable resources like gold, timber, and exotic animals. Join us as we delve into the world of ancient Egyptian trade. It takes us from the sun-drenched banks of the Nile to the distant shores of Africa and the Near East. In the heart of every ancient Egyptian city lay the marketplace, a vibrant hub of activity from dawn till dusk. Here, locals and foreigners alike converged to barter for their daily needs and exotic luxuries. The air was filled with the aroma of spices, the sound of haggling, and the sight of colourful textiles. Farmers brought their bountiful harvests of grain, fruits, and vegetables. Fishermen displayed their catches of the day from the Nile. Artisans proudly presented their crafts, pottery, jewellery and furniture. The Egyptians developed a system to standardize trade. There was a unit of value based on the weight of copper. It served as a common denominator for comparing the value of different goods and services. The marketplace was not just an economic centre but also a social hub. Festivals and religious celebrations often took place in the marketplace, adding to the lively atmosphere. The Nile River, the lifeblood of Egypt, was also its main artery of trade. Boats laden with goods sailed up and down its length. They connected the northern delta region to the southern reaches of the kingdom. But the Egyptians were not content to limit themselves to the Nile Valley. They ventured beyond their borders, establishing trade routes across land and sea that stretched as far as the Arabian Peninsula, the Levant, and even Mesopotamia. Overland trade routes, often arduous journeys by donkey caravan, crossed the eastern desert to reach the Red Sea. Here Egyptian ships embarked on voyages to the land of Punt. Punt, believed to be located in present-day Somalia, was a source of exotic goods highly prized by the Egyptians: incense, ebony, ivory, gold, and even live baboons. These international trade routes were not without their dangers, yet the lure of profit and the desire for exotic goods fueled the Egyptians' adventurous spirit, making them adept sailors and shrewd traders. The Old Kingdom period, around 2686 to 2181 BCE, marked the emergence of a powerful centralized state in Egypt. During this era, the pharaohs consolidated their power and embarked on ambitious building projects, most notably the pyramids of Giza. These monumental structures stand as a testament to the pharaoh's authority and the economic prosperity of the Old Kingdom. Trade played a crucial role in fueling this economic growth. The pharaohs controlled all aspects of trade. They sent expeditions to distant lands in search of valuable resources. Timber from the cedar forests of Lebanon was essential for constructing ships, temples, and tombs. Gold, mined in the Nubian desert to the south, became synonymous with the pharaoh's power and divinity. The Old Kingdom laid the foundation for Egypt's future economic dominance. It established the systems and networks that would allow subsequent dynasties to further expand trade and secure Egypt's place as a major power in the ancient world. The Middle Kingdom, around 2055 to 1650 BCE, witnessed a resurgence of Egyptian power after a period of political instability. The pharaohs of this era focused on expanding their influence southwards into Nubia. Nubia, a region rich in gold, became a primary target for Egyptian expeditions. Gold played a central role in the Egyptian economy and belief system. It was considered the flesh of the gods, and possessing it was a sign of divine favor. The Egyptians established trading posts and fortresses along the Nile to secure their access to Nubian gold mines. They also developed sophisticated mining techniques to extract the precious metal from the earth. Nubian gold fueled the Middle Kingdom's prosperity. However, the Egyptians' desire for Nubian gold also led to conflict. These campaigns were costly and bloody, but they ultimately secured Egypt's dominance over Nubia and its valuable resources. The New Kingdom, around 1550 to 1069 BCE, marked the zenith of Egyptian power and prosperity. During this era, the Egyptian Empire reached its greatest territorial extent, stretching from Nubia in the south to Syria in the north. This expansion brought immense wealth and luxury goods into Egypt, transforming its culture and economy. The pharaohs of the New Kingdom launched ambitious military campaigns. These campaigns brought vast territories under Egyptian control and opened up new trade routes. Egyptian armies returned from their conquests laden with booty, gold, silver, precious stones, exotic animals, and even slaves. Trade with distant lands flourished during the New Kingdom. Egyptian ships sailed the Mediterranean, reaching the shores of Greece, Anatolia, and the Levant. These exotic goods became status symbols among the Egyptian elite, further stimulating trade and cultural exchange. The New Kingdom was an era of unprecedented wealth and luxury in ancient Egypt. The ancient Egyptians were renowned for their ambitious engineering projects, and the Canal of the Pharaohs stands as a testament to their ingenuity and determination. This ambitious waterway, also known as the Canal of the Seas, was an attempt to connect the Nile River to the Red Sea, creating a direct trade route between Egypt and the East. The first attempt to construct the canal is credited to Pharaoh Senusret, the third of the 12th dynasty. around 1878 to 1839 BCE. However, it was Pharaoh Necho II of the 26th dynasty, around 610 to 595 BCE, who is often associated with the canal's completion. The canal was a remarkable feat of engineering for its time. It stretched for over 100 miles, linking the Nile River to the Bitter Lakes, which were then connected to the Red Sea. The canal facilitated trade and transportation between Egypt and the East. It allowed Egyptian ships to bypass the treacherous journey around the Sinai Peninsula, reducing travel time and risks. However, the canal was not without its challenges. Despite its intermittent use, the Canal of the Pharaohs stands as a testament to the ancient Egyptians' vision and engineering prowess. The once mighty Egyptian empire did not last forever. Political instability, internal strife, and the rise of new powers in the region gradually eroded Egyptian dominance. By the late period, around 747 to 332 BCE, Egypt was a shadow of its former self, its economy weakened, and its trade networks disrupted. The decline of Egyptian trade was due to a combination of factors. Internally, political instability and internal conflicts weakened the central government's control over trade routes and resources. The rise of independent kingdoms in Nubia further disrupted trade to the south. External pressures also played a role. The emergence of new powers, such as the Assyrians, Babylonians, and Persians, challenged Egyptian hegemony in the Near East. The decline of Egyptian trade had a profound impact on the empire's economy and society. The decline of Egyptian trade marked the end of an era. The story of ancient Egyptian trade is a testament to the ingenuity, resourcefulness, and ambition of this remarkable civilization. From the bustling marketplaces of their cities to the far reaches of the known world, the Egyptians were active traders. They exchanged goods, ideas, and culture with their neighbors. The legacy of ancient Egyptian trade is still felt today. The Egyptians developed complex systems of trade and diplomacy. They created innovative technologies for transportation and navigation. They established trade routes that connected distant lands and cultures. These innovations laid the groundwork for the development of international trade in the centuries that followed. Though the pharaohs and pyramids may be long gone, the spirit of trade that animated ancient Egypt continues to inspire us today. As we navigate the complexities of global trade in the 21st century, we can learn valuable lessons from the ancient Egyptians who mastered the art of trade and left an indelible mark on the world. Ancient Egypt, a land of majestic pyramids and colossal temples, a civilization shrouded in mystery and wonder. For centuries, the secrets of the ancient Egyptians lay dormant, locked away in their intricate scripts. Like whispers from the past, these scripts tantalized explorers and scholars alike. They held the key to understanding a civilization that had vanished millennia ago. The sands of time had buried the stories, beliefs, and knowledge of the ancient Egyptians, but the discovery of these scripts sparked a quest for knowledge. It was a quest to decipher the symbols and unlock the secrets of this ancient world. The journey promised to be both challenging and rewarding. The allure of ancient Egypt lies not only in its monumental architecture, it also lies in the intricate system of writing that adorned its walls. These inscriptions, a complex tapestry of symbols and figures, were not mere decorations. They were a sophisticated system of communication, a system that evolved over centuries, reflecting the changing needs of the Egyptian civilization. The study of ancient Egyptian scripts has illuminated our understanding of this remarkable civilization. It has brought us closer to the lives of the pharaohs, priests, and ordinary people who lived along the banks of the Nile. Their stories, once lost to time, are now being pieced together. At the heart of ancient Egyptian writing lay three principal scripts: hieroglyphs, hieratic and demotic. Each script served a distinct purpose, reflecting the diverse needs of Egyptian society. Understanding these scripts is crucial to unlocking the mysteries of ancient Egyptian civilization. Hieroglyphs, meaning sacred carvings, were the most formal and elaborate script. These intricate symbols, often resembling animals, plants, or everyday objects, represented words, sounds, or concepts. Hieroglyphs adorned the walls of temples and tombs. They served as a visual testament to the power of the pharaohs and the glory of the gods. For everyday use, the Egyptians developed a cursive script known as hieratic. Hieratic, meaning priestly, was a simplified and more fluid form of hieroglyphs. It was used by scribes for administrative documents, letters, and literary texts. Hieratic played a vital role in the day-to-day functioning of the Egyptian state. As time progressed, a new script emerged called Demotic. Demotic, meaning popular, was even more cursive and abstract than hieratic. It became the dominant script during the late period of ancient Egypt. Demotic appeared on contracts, legal documents, and even on pieces of pottery. It offered a glimpse into the lives of ordinary Egyptians. The act of writing in ancient Egypt was a sacred and skilled craft. Scribes, highly respected members of society, were entrusted with the task of preserving knowledge and recording history. They approached their work with meticulous care, using a variety of materials and tools. Papyrus, a paper-like material made from the papyrus plant, was the primary writing surface. The Egyptians developed a complex process for harvesting, processing, and assembling papyrus sheets into scrolls. These scrolls could be of varying lengths. Some were short, others stretched for meters, containing vast amounts of information. The scribe's toolkit consisted of a palette, 2 reed brushes, and a pot of water. The palette, usually made of wood or stone, held 2 depressions for black and red ink. Black ink, made from soot or charcoal mixed with gum, was used for the main body of the text. Red ink, derived from ochre or red lead, was used for headings, highlights, and special symbols. Writing on papyrus required a steady hand and a keen eye for detail. Scribes used the 2 reed brushes with varying thicknesses to create different stroke widths. The brushes were dipped in water and then into the ink, carefully controlling the flow of ink onto the papyrus. For centuries, the secrets of ancient Egyptian scripts remained hidden. Scholars could only marvel at the beauty of the hieroglyphs without understanding their meaning. Then in 1799, a discovery revolutionized the study of ancient Egypt, the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone, a large slab of black granite, was unearthed by French soldiers in the Egyptian port city of Rosetta. It contained the same text inscribed in 3 different scripts: hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Ancient Greek. This trilingual inscription proved to be the key to deciphering the ancient Egyptian language. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone ignited a wave of excitement among scholars worldwide. Here, at last, was a tool that could unlock the secrets of the hieroglyphs. The ancient Greek inscription, a language well known to scholars, provided a translation of the Egyptian texts. The process of deciphering the hieroglyphs was long and arduous. Scholars painstakingly compared the 3 scripts, looking for patterns and correspondences. They realized that certain hieroglyphs enclosed in ovals, known as cartouches, represented the names of pharaohs. This breakthrough paved the way for further discoveries. The Egyptian language, like all languages, was not static. It evolved over millennia, adapting to changing social and cultural influences. Understanding this linguistic evolution is crucial to grasping the nuances of ancient Egyptian texts. The earliest known stage of the Egyptian language is Old Egyptian, spoken from the early dynastic period to the end of the Old Kingdom. Old Egyptian laid the foundation for later stages of the language. It is characterized by its complex grammar and distinctive vocabulary. As time progressed, Old Egyptian gave way to Middle Egyptian, spoken during the Middle Kingdom and Second Intermediate period. Middle Egyptian exhibited some grammatical simplifications compared to its predecessor. It became the language of classical literature and religious texts. During the New Kingdom, Late Egyptian emerged as the dominant language. Late Egyptian witnessed further grammatical changes and saw the introduction of new words. It was the language of administration, diplomacy, and everyday life. The final stage of the Egyptian language was Coptic, which emerged in the Roman period. Coptic, written using the Greek alphabet, incorporated elements of Greek vocabulary. It was primarily used by the Coptic Christian community and eventually faded out as Arabic became the dominant language of Egypt. In the hierarchy of ancient Egyptian society, scribes held a position of great respect and influence. They were the guardians of knowledge, responsible for preserving and transmitting information across generations. Their skills were essential to the functioning of the Egyptian state. Becoming a scribe was a long and arduous process. Boys from elite families began their training at a young age. They spent years memorizing hieroglyphs, mastering grammar and learning the intricacies of Egyptian literature. Scribal schools were demanding environments. Discipline was strict. Students who excelled were rewarded with prestigious positions in the royal court or temples. The role of scribes extended far beyond simply writing. They served as administrators, accountants, priests, and even architects. Their knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering was crucial for building temples, surveying land, and managing complex irrigation systems. Scribes were not merely copyists. They were also creative thinkers and storytellers. They composed hymns to the gods, love poems, and tales of adventure. Their works provide invaluable insights into the beliefs, values, and daily lives of the ancient Egyptians. The legacy of ancient Egyptian scripts is profound and enduring. The deciphering of hieroglyphs and the study of the Egyptian language have revolutionized our understanding of this ancient civilization. We can now read the words of pharaohs, explore the beliefs of priests, and delve into the lives of ordinary people. The inscriptions on temple walls and tomb paintings are no longer silent witnesses to a bygone era. They speak to us across millennia, revealing the hopes, dreams, and fears of a civilization that flourished along the banks of the Nile. We can now appreciate the artistry of their writing, the complexity of their language, and the depth of their knowledge. The study of ancient Egyptian scripts is an ongoing endeavor. New discoveries are constantly being made, shedding further light on this fascinating civilization. Each inscription deciphered, each text translated, brings us one step closer to unraveling the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Imagine sailing across the tranquil waters of Lake Nasser in southern Egypt, where the serene environment envelops you in a sense of timelessness. The sun bathes the landscape in a warm, golden light, casting long shadows and creating a mesmerizing play of colors on the water's surface. As you glide across the lake, a majestic sight emerges on the horizon, gradually revealing itself in the distance. A sandstone temple, its massive pylons reaching for the sky, stands as a testament to a bygone era, echoing the grandeur of ancient civilizations. This is the Temple of Kalabsha, a magnificent structure that has witnessed the ebb and flow of history for over 2 millennia, standing proudly by the lake. The Temple of Kalabsha, originally situated at Bab al-Kalabsha, was one of the largest and most impressive temples in Nubia, showcasing the architectural prowess of its builders. Nubia, an ancient region spanning southern Egypt and northern Sudan, was a land of rich history and vibrant culture, where the past and present intertwine. The Nubians, renowned for their strength and resilience, developed a unique civilization that interacted closely with their Egyptian neighbours, sharing and exchanging cultural and technological advancements. The Temple of Kalabsha stands as a powerful symbol of this dynamic relationship, embodying the rich tapestry of Nubian and Egyptian history. The Temple of Kalabsha was dedicated to Mandulis, the Nubian sun god. This magnificent structure stands as a testament to the rich cultural and religious heritage of ancient Nubia. Mandulis, often depicted as a falcon-headed man, represented power, protection and healing in Nubian belief. His image adorned many temples and monuments, symbolizing his importance in the daily lives of the Nubian people. He was a central figure in the Nubian pantheon, revered as a benevolent deity who brought light and life to the land. The sun, a vital element in Nubian culture, was seen as his divine manifestation. The temple at Kalabsha served as a place of worship and devotion, where offerings were made and rituals performed to honor this powerful god. Priests conducted ceremonies to ensure the favor of Mandulis, seeking his blessings for prosperity and health. The construction of the temple spanned several centuries, beginning during the Roman period in the reign of Emperor Augustus around 30 BC. This long construction period allowed for a blend of styles and influences. Over the years, subsequent rulers, including Roman emperors and Nubian kings, added their own contributions to the temple complex. Each ruler left their mark, enriching the temple's history and significance. This blend of architectural styles and artistic influences reflects the diverse cultural tapestry that shaped the history of Kalabsha. The temple stands as a symbol of the enduring legacy of Nubian and Roman collaboration. The Temple of Kalabsha, built with sandstone quarried from the surrounding desert, is a masterpiece of ancient architecture. Its massive pylons, adorned with intricate carvings, lead into a series of courtyards, halls and sanctuaries. The walls of the temple are covered with hieroglyphics and reliefs depicting scenes from Egyptian mythology, religious rituals and the lives of pharaohs. Within the temple's sacred chambers, priests perform daily rituals, offering prayers and sacrifices to appease the gods. The scent of incense filled the air as worshippers gathered in the courtyards, seeking the favor of Mandulis and other deities. The temple was not only a place of worship, but also a center of learning and culture, where scribes copied sacred texts and artists honed their skills. For centuries, the Temple of Kalabsha stood as a beacon of faith and culture, its massive structure seemingly impervious to the passage of time. However, in the 20th century, a modern marvel threatened its very existence: the construction of the Aswan High Dam, a monumental project aimed at controlling the flow of the Nile River and generating hydroelectric power, would create a vast reservoir behind it, Lake Nasser. The rising waters of Lake Nasser would submerge many ancient sites, including the Temple of Kalabsha. Recognizing the immense historical and cultural value of these monuments, the Egyptian government, in collaboration with UNESCO, launched an international campaign to save them from a watery grave. The international campaign to save the monuments of Nubia, launched in 1960, was an unprecedented undertaking. It was a call to action that resonated across the globe, drawing attention to the rich cultural heritage at risk of being lost forever. Archaeologists, engineers and experts from around the world joined forces in a race against time to document, dismantle and relocate threatened monuments. This collaborative effort showcased the power of international cooperation in preserving history. The Temple of Kalabsha, one of the largest and most significant structures at risk, became a focal point of this international effort. Its grandeur and historical importance made it a symbol of the campaign's success. The relocation process was a remarkable feat of engineering. It required innovative solutions and meticulous planning to ensure the temple's integrity was maintained throughout the move. First, the temple was meticulously documented, with every stone, carving and inscription carefully photographed and catalogued. This detailed record was crucial for the accurate reassembly of the temple at its new location. Then, the temple was carefully dismantled, with each block numbered and its original location recorded. This painstaking process ensured that the temple could be reconstructed exactly as it had stood for centuries. The disassembled blocks were then transported to a new site, higher ground that would remain above the waterline of Lake Nasser. This new location would protect the temple from the rising waters, preserving it for future generations to admire and study. After years of meticulous work, the Temple of Kalabsha was reassembled on a small island just south of the Aswan High Dam. This new location, carefully chosen to resemble the temple's original setting as much as possible, offered a safe haven for the ancient monument. Today the temple stands proudly on its island home, its sandstone walls glowing in the warm Egyptian sun. The relocation of the Temple of Kalabsha stands as a testament to the power of international cooperation and the importance of preserving our shared cultural heritage. It serves as a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, humanity can come together to protect the treasures of the past for future generations. In recognition of its outstanding universal value, the Temple of Kalabsha, along with other monuments relocated during the Nubian salvage campaign, was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1979. This prestigious designation recognizes the temple's significance as an exceptional example of ancient Nubian architecture and a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the region. The inscription of the Temple of Kalabsha on the World Heritage List highlights the importance of preserving cultural heritage for present and future generations. It serves as a reminder of the enduring power of the past to inspire, educate, and connect us to our shared human history. The Temple of Kalabsha offers a fascinating glimpse into the religious beliefs and practices of ancient Nubia. The temple's reliefs and inscriptions provide valuable insights into the worship of Mandulis, the Nubian sun god, and his role in the lives of the people. They also shed light on the interactions between the Nubian and Egyptian cultures, revealing a complex tapestry of shared traditions and unique beliefs. One intriguing feature of the Temple of Kalabsha is the presence of a small chapel dedicated to the worship of Augustus, the first Roman emperor. This chapel, built during the Roman period, reflects the influence of Roman rule in Nubia and the syncretic nature of religious beliefs in the ancient world. Today, the Temple of Kalabsha stands as a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors from around the world who come to marvel at its architectural grandeur and soak up its historical significance. As you explore the temple's courtyards and chambers, let your imagination transport you back in time to an era of pharaohs, gods, and ancient rituals. The Temple of Kalabsha is more than just a monument. It is a living testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity, resilience, and the timeless allure of the past. Its journey from its original location on the banks of the Nile to its new home on Lake Nasser serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of preserving our shared cultural heritage for generations to come. The land of Punt was a mysterious and fabled place. It held great importance for the ancient Egyptians. Punt was renowned for its abundant riches and exotic goods. Our primary knowledge of this distant land comes from ancient Egyptian sources. These records describe Punt as a source of valuable materials. Egyptians revered Punt and actively sought trade with its people. The precise nature of Punt itself, beyond its valuable resources, remains somewhat elusive to modern historians. Nevertheless, Egyptians wrote about this special land for many centuries, indicating its enduring significance in their worldview and economy. References to Punt span a remarkably long period in Egyptian history. They appear from the Old Kingdom around 2500 BCE right through to the late period after 700 BCE. This long history demonstrates a sustained and significant relationship between Egypt and Punt. The earliest accounts of Punt are somewhat general. However, later records, particularly from the New Kingdom, become much more detailed and illustrative. This extended period of interaction highlights Punt's consistent importance to the Egyptian state. Punt held a position of immense importance in ancient Egypt's network of trade. This was primarily because Punt supplied a variety of valuable goods that Egypt could not easily produce domestically. Many of these items were essential for important religious rituals. They also served as potent symbols of wealth, status, and royal power. Punt was perceived by the Egyptians as a distant land of plenty, almost legendary in its richness. Its diverse resources were highly coveted by the Egyptian elite, especially the pharaohs and high officials. The rulers of Egypt took considerable pride in their ability to acquire these exotic items from such a remote location. Beyond the acquisition of physical goods, successful trade with Punt brought considerable prestige to Egypt. It served as a clear demonstration of the pharaoh's power, influence, and divine backing. Gold was one of the most precious commodities that Egypt sought from the land of Punt. In ancient Egyptian culture, gold held profound symbolic meaning. It was considered to be the very flesh of the gods. Gold symbolized eternity, indestructibility, and divine power. Punt was recognized as one of the important sources for this highly prized metal. Egyptian goldsmiths were exceptionally skilled artisans. They transformed raw gold into stunning jewelry, intricate death masks for pharaohs, and sacred cult objects for temples. The regular influx of gold from Punt would have significantly supported these elaborate crafts. It also substantially added to the royal treasury, bolstering the economic power of the Egyptian state. The uses of gold in ancient Egypt were widespread and deeply integrated into expressions of power and piety. Royal tombs, such as the famous tomb of Tutankhamun, were lavishly filled with golden artifacts. These items were intended to accompany the deceased pharaoh into the afterlife. Temples dedicated to the gods were often adorned with gold leaf and electrum. Egypt, dominated by desert and the Nile Valley, had few native sources of high-quality timber. Fine woods like ebony were highly prized imports from Punt. Artisans crafted luxurious furniture and intricate inlays from ebony. Ivory, sourced from elephant tusks, was another sought-after material. Talented artisans carved ivory into beautiful designs. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the land of Punt is its exact geographical location. Despite numerous Egyptian texts and depictions referencing Punt, its precise whereabouts remain unknown to this day. This question has been the subject of intense scholarly debate for well over a century. The ancient Egyptian records provide many valuable clues, such as lists of trade goods and depictions of the Puntites and their environment. However, these records do not include any precise maps or geographical coordinates as we understand them. This uncertainty significantly adds to Punt's mystique and allure. Discovering the definitive location of Punt would represent a major archaeological breakthrough. The ongoing search continues to fascinate historians and archaeologists worldwide. Many scholars currently favour a location for Punt in the Horn of Africa. This broad region includes parts of modern-day Somalia, Djibouti, Eritrea, and the eastern highlands of Ethiopia. The types of goods consistently exported from Punt, as listed in Egyptian records, strongly support this theory. Scholars have explored links between Punt and biblical lands like Ophir. Ophir is described in the Bible as a source of immense wealth. King Solomon received gold and precious items from Ophir. The exact location of Ophir remains debated among scholars. This makes any direct link between Punt and Ophir speculative. The ancient Egyptians primarily travelled to the land of Punt by sea. Most expeditions involved carefully planned maritime voyages. Ships would depart from Egyptian ports on the Red Sea coast and sail southwards. This was a challenging and often perilous journey for ancient mariners. They needed robust, seaworthy ships and highly skilled sailors who understood the winds and currents of the Red Sea. The Egyptians developed important Red Sea ports, such as Wadi el-Jarf in the Old Kingdom and later Mersa Gawasis during the Middle Kingdom. These ports served as crucial departure and arrival points for the Punt expeditions. Depending on Punt's precise location and the specific route taken, some overland travel might also have been involved at the final stages of the journey. The logistics and challenges of these expeditions to Punt were considerable. Queen Hatshepsut's expedition to the land of Punt stands as one of the most famous and well-documented trading ventures in ancient history. This remarkable voyage took place around the year 1493 BCE during the prosperous 18th dynasty of Egypt's new kingdom. Hatshepsut was one of ancient Egypt's most powerful and successful female pharaohs. The expedition to Punt was a major highlight and significant achievement of her long and influential reign. She ensured that this grand undertaking was commemorated in extraordinary detail. These detailed records have provided invaluable information for historians studying ancient trade, shipbuilding, and international relations. Her motivations for launching such an ambitious expedition were likely a combination of economic, religious, and political factors. The most detailed account of Hatshepsut's Punt expedition is found at her magnificent mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri, located on the west bank of the Nile at Thebes. The walls of this temple are adorned with extensive and beautifully carved reliefs, accompanied by hieroglyphic inscriptions. The ancient Egyptians often referred to the land of Punt by a special and evocative name, Tanetja. This ancient Egyptian phrase is generally translated as land of the god or God's land. This particular designation strongly suggests that Punt held a profound and special religious significance for the Egyptians. It was clearly perceived as much more than just a source of material wealth and exotic commodities. Punt was viewed as a sacred, pure, and perhaps even primordial place. This elevated Punt above the status of ordinary foreign lands in the Egyptian worldview. It imbued the distant land with a distinct mystical quality and a sense of divine connection. This name itself reflects the deep reverence they held for Punt. There are several reasons why the Egyptians may have called Punt Tanetja. Punt's influence extended far beyond trade, permeating Egyptian art and religion. It was depicted as a land of abundance and beauty. Wall carvings showcased Punt's rich resources and exotic allure. Art celebrated Punt as a utopian paradise. Religiously, Punt was God's land, a sacred place. Expeditions to Punt were sacred pilgrimages. Queen Hatshepsut's journey exemplified its significance. Her expedition was documented in Deir el-Bahari. The return brought goods and tales of divine favour. Punt's legacy echoes through Egyptian mythology and identity. Despite Punt's prominent role in ancient Egyptian society, its exact location remains one of history's enduring mysteries. Scholars and historians have long debated where this enigmatic land might have been situated. Various theories suggest locations ranging from the Horn of Africa to the Arabian Peninsula. Recent archaeological findings and modern research have provided new insights into this ancient puzzle. Discoveries of ancient Egyptian inscriptions and depictions of Puntite flora and fauna have pointed to regions along the Red Sea coast. Some scholars argue that Punt could be located in present-day Eritrea or Somalia. Analysis of ancient resin samples found in Egyptian tombs supports this theory. These resins match the botanical characteristics of trees native to the Horn of Africa. This has led many to support the theory that Punt was indeed located in this region. Recent underwater archaeological missions have uncovered remnants of ancient shipwrecks along the Red Sea. These findings suggest established maritime routes between Egypt and the Puntite lands. The debate, however, is far from settled. Some historians propose that Punt could have been a network of trade hubs rather than a single location. This theory aligns with the diverse array of products sourced from Punt, including gold, incense, ebony, and exotic animals. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the true nature of this ancient land. The quest to pinpoint Punt's location is a testament to the enduring fascination and curiosity that this legendary land inspires in modern scholars and historians. The search for Punt is not just about finding a place on the map, it is about connecting the dots of history and piecing together the legacy of a civilization that once thrived on the exchanges between these distant lands. The story of Punt, much like the land itself, continues to captivate and intrigue, reminding us of the rich tapestry of human history waiting to be explored. Deep within the heart of Egypt, the Nile River flows. It courses through a land of ancient wonders. On an island, amidst the flowing waters, stands a testament to a bygone era, the Philae temple. This architectural marvel, with its towering pylons and intricate carvings, has captivated travellers for centuries. The echoes of Pharos whisper through its corridors. The grandeur of the Roman Empire left its mark. Today, the Philae temple stands as a beacon from the past. Its beauty and history continue to inspire awe. Join us now as we embark on a journey to uncover the secrets of the Philae temple. Philae, an island once believed to be the last place on earth to be touched by the rays of the setting sun. It was here, in this sacred space, that the ancient Egyptians built a temple. It was dedicated to Isis, the goddess of magic, motherhood, and healing. The temple complex, a dazzling display of artistry and engineering, was a place of pilgrimage. People came from far and wide to seek the goddess's favour. They offered prayers and gifts. The air was thick with incense. The sound of chanting priests echoed through the halls. Philae was a sanctuary where the divine and mortal realms intertwined. The temple itself reflected the Egyptians' understanding of the cosmos. The story of Philae temple begins not with a single pharaoh, but with many. Over centuries, from the late period to the Ptolemaic kingdom, they added their own mark to the island. Each addition was a testament to their devotion to Isis, a goddess deeply intertwined with the Egyptian belief in life, death, and rebirth. The earlier structures were humble compared to the grand edifices of later years, yet they held a powerful significance. These were not merely buildings of stone, they were seen as the dwelling place of the divine. As each pharaoh ascended to power, they sought to honour Isis in grander and more elaborate ways. Massive pylons adorned with carvings depicting the pharaoh's victories and piety rose towards the heavens. At the heart of the Philae temple complex lay the sanctuary of Isis. This was the most sacred space within the temple. It was here that the cult statue of the goddess was kept. The sanctuary was a place of profound mystery. Only the pharaoh and a select few priests were allowed to enter its hallowed halls. Here, amidst flickering oil lamps and the scent of incense, they performed daily rituals to honour Isis. The walls of the sanctuary were adorned with intricate reliefs. These images told the story of Isis and Osiris, her husband, who had been murdered by their brother Set. Every inch of the Philae temple was a testament to the skill and artistry of the ancient Egyptian builders. They used simple tools, yet they created structures of astonishing size and complexity. The walls of the temple were adorned with thousands of hieroglyphs. These intricate symbols, carved into the stone with astonishing detail, told the stories of the gods, the pharaohs, and the Egyptian people. They served as a reminder of the temple's sacred purpose and provided a glimpse into the beliefs and values of a civilization long gone. Scholars painstakingly decipher the hieroglyphs, piecing together the story of the Philae temple. Each inscription is a window into the past, offering a glimpse into the hearts and minds of the ancient Egyptians. The Ptolemaic dynasty, descended from one of Alexander the Great's generals, embraced Egypt as their own. They recognized the power of tradition, the importance of maintaining the old ways to secure their rule. The Philae temple, already a place of significant religious and cultural importance, became a focal point for their patronage. Under the Ptolemies, the temple complex underwent a period of expansion and embellishment. New structures were added, each grander than the last. The Ptolemies sought to outdo their predecessors, to leave their own indelible mark on this sacred site. The temple became a symbol not just of religious devotion, but of royal power and prestige. The graceful columns and intricate floral motifs hinted at the influence of the Hellenic world, blending seamlessly with the existing Egyptian architecture. With the arrival of the Romans, Egypt entered a new chapter in its long history. Yet the reverence for Philae temple continued. The Romans, ever pragmatic, recognized the importance of respecting local customs and beliefs. The Roman emperors, keen to legitimize their rule in Egypt, continued the tradition of honoring Isis. They funded the construction of new buildings within the temple complex. The temple, already a testament to centuries of Egyptian faith, now bore witness to the might of Rome. The Roman presence at Philae is most evident in the kiosk of Trajan. This grand structure, with its massive columns and open design, served as a ceremonial gateway to the temple. The Philae temple was more than just a place of worship for Isis. It was a microcosm of the religious syncretism that characterized Egypt during the Roman period. Here, Egyptian and Roman gods were worshipped side by side. Beliefs and practices intertwined, creating a rich and complex religious tapestry. One of the most striking examples of this religious fusion is the worship of Imhotep. Originally a mortal architect and physician during the Old Kingdom, Imhotep had been elevated to the status of a god of healing. At Philae, his cult thrived alongside that of Isis. The Philae temple, throughout its long history, served as a testament to the enduring power of faith. It was a place where cultures and beliefs intertwined, creating a unique and vibrant religious landscape. Philae Temple. More than just a collection of stones, it was and remains deeply intertwined with its environment. The ancient Egyptians saw the temple situated on its island as a microcosm of the cosmos. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, played a crucial role in the temple's symbolism and function. The annual floods, though destructive, were also seen as a time of renewal. They deposited fertile silt on the surrounding land, ensuring bountiful harvests. The temple, rising above the floodwaters, symbolized the triumph of order over chaos. The island itself, known as Philae in ancient times, was considered sacred. It was believed to be the burial place of Osiris, the god of the underworld and rebirth. For centuries, the Nile River nourished Philae Temple. Its waters carried stories of countless generations. Pilgrims came, drawn to the temple's beauty and power. The Nile was integral to the temple's rituals. Priests used its water for purification. They navigated its currents in small boats. The Nile's ebb and flow mirrored life cycles. Philae Temple offered hope and solace. Time, as it often does, brought change to the Nile River and the Philae Temple. The construction of the Aswan Low Dam in the early 20th century altered the river's natural flow. The temple, once accustomed to the annual floods, now found itself partially submerged for much of the year. Recognizing the threat posed by the rising waters, UNESCO stepped in. They recognized the Philae Temple as a World Heritage Site. It was a place of outstanding universal value, a testament to human creativity and ingenuity. A daring and unprecedented rescue plan was devised. The temple would be dismantled block by numbered block and moved to higher ground. The first phase of the rescue project involved constructing a cofferdam around the island of Philae. This massive barrier, built to hold back the waters of the Nile, was a feat of engineering in itself. It had to be strong enough to withstand the pressure of millions of gallons of water, yet delicate enough to avoid damaging the very monument it was meant to protect. With the cofferdam in place, the painstaking work of dismantling the temple began. Each stone, some weighing as much as 20 tons, had to be carefully documented, numbered and removed. The stones, once separated, were transported by barge to their new home, a nearby island named Adgilkia. This island, carefully chosen for its resemblance to Philae's original shape, would become the temple's new sanctuary. Agilkia, once a barren rock, was transformed into a mirror image of Philae. The temple, meticulously reassembled using the original stones, rose again in its full glory. The carvings, the columns, the sanctuaries, all were painstakingly restored, ensuring that the spirit of Philae lived on. The relocation of the Philae temple was not merely a triumph of engineering, it was a testament to the power of international collaboration. Today, the Philae temple stands on Agilkia Island as a beacon of resilience. The waters of the Nile, once threatening to consume it, now lap gently at its base, a constant reminder of the enduring power of human ingenuity. The ancient Egyptians were masters of symbolism, and the Philae temple is replete with hidden meanings. One fascinating aspect is the temple's alignment with the rising sun. During the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the sun's rays would penetrate deep into the temple's inner sanctuaries, symbolically illuminating the statue of Isis. The acoustics of the Philae temple are another intriguing feature. The ancient architects designed the temple's halls and chambers to enhance sound. The chanting of priests, the music of sistrums and drums would have reverberated within these spaces, creating an immersive and ethereal soundscape. Even today, visitors to the Philae temple can experience echoes of this sonic past. The Philae temple, despite its grandeur, was never truly finished. The last pylon, intended to be the temple's crowning glory, was left incomplete. Legend has it that the workers, sensing the imminent arrival of the Romans, downed their tools and fled, leaving the pylon unfinished. Another tale speaks of a wise old stonemason who, entrusted with carving the final inscription on the pylon, had a vision. Knowing that his work would one day be submerged beneath the Nile, he chose to leave the pylon unfinished, a symbolic act of acceptance of the cyclical nature of time and fate. The unfinished pylon stands as a poignant reminder that even the grandest of human endeavours are subject to the whims of fate and the passage of time. The Philae temple, standing on its new island home, is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It symbolises resilience, a monument to our need to create, believe and connect with something greater. For centuries, this sacred site witnessed the ebb and flow of civilizations. Pharaohs, Ptolemies, Romans each left their mark, adding to its storied history. Once threatened by the Nile, it now stands as a beacon of hope, preserving our cultural heritage. Philae's stories about the people who built, worshipped and found meaning within its walls. It's a tale of belief, time's cycle and the human spirit overcoming adversity.
In the heart of the ancient world, where the sands stretch as far as the eye can see, lies the timeless land of Egypt. While the pyramids and pharaohs of this magnificent civilization often steal the spotlight, there's another remarkable story that has remained shrouded in the mists of time: the weather of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt, often referred to as the gift of the Nile, thrived along the banks of this majestic river. The Nile River, with its annual floods and consistent seasons, played a pivotal role in shaping the life of the people. But what about the rest of Egypt's weather? Let's embark on a journey to explore the mysteries of the Egyptian climate. To understand the weather of ancient Egypt, one must first comprehend its unique geography. Egypt is a land of stark contrast, with the Nile River cutting through the heart of a vast desert. Along its banks, lush vegetation flourished, providing a stark contrast to the arid landscape that surrounded it. The country was divided into two main regions, the Nile Valley and the Nile Delta. The Nile River was the lifeblood of Egypt, and its annual inundation was a gift that kept on giving. When the rains fell in the Ethiopian highlands, the Nile would swell, flooding the surrounding land with nutrient-rich silt. This annual flood, or inundation, was a source of rejuvenation and sustenance for the Egyptians. The climate of ancient Egypt was characterized by three main seasons. Inundation, or Akhet, marked the flood season when the Nile would overflow its banks. Next came Peret, the growing season, when farmers would sow their seeds in the fertile, newly deposited soil. Finally, Shimu, the harvest season, brought an abundance of crops, and the cycle would begin again. These consistent seasons allowed Egypt to sustain itself for centuries. The weather influenced every aspect of ancient Egyptian life. From the crops they cultivated to the clothes they wore, the people of Egypt adapted to their environment. Agriculture was the cornerstone of their society, and the predictable flood cycle of the Nile allowed farmers to plan their planting and harvesting with precision. While the Nile Valley and the Delta were the agricultural heart of ancient Egypt, the regions beyond these fertile lands presented a different set of challenges and opportunities. The vast deserts, known as the Western Desert or the Libyan Desert, and the Eastern Desert or the Arabian Desert, were inhospitable and unforgiving landscapes. These deserts, with their searing heat and arid expanses of sand, were harsh environments that would deter most. But the ancient Egyptians saw potential beyond the green banks of the Nile. The Western Desert, also known as the Libyan Desert, concealed a wealth of precious resources beneath its shifting sands. The ancient Egyptians ventured into this desolate landscape for various reasons, primarily driven by their insatiable quest for valuable minerals. Here, in the desolation of the Western Desert, they extracted minerals like gold, amethyst, and even turquoise, which were highly prized for their use in jewelry and ornamentation. The allure of these treasures drove the Egyptians to navigate the formidable desert terrain. On the other side of the Nile, the Eastern Desert, also known as the Arabian Desert, provided a different set of opportunities. It served as a vital passage to the Red Sea, a gateway to the outside world. The ancient Egyptians established trade routes that crisscrossed the Eastern Desert, connecting the Nile Valley to the Red Sea coast. These routes allowed for the transport of goods like copper, precious stones, and exotic goods from faraway lands. The deserts were not just a source of wealth and trade, but also a destination for spiritual quests. The vast, unspoiled expanses of the desert were seen as a conduit to the divine. Egyptian ascetics and seekers ventured into the deserts in search of solitude and spiritual enlightenment. It was believed that the quiet isolation of the desert allowed one to commune with the gods and achieve a higher state of consciousness. The skies above Egypt held profound significance in the daily lives and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. The sun god Ra, the bringer of light and life, was at the center of their celestial beliefs. Ra was believed to travel across the sky in a solar bark, a celestial vessel that carried the sun from the eastern horizon to the western horizon. The daily journey of Ra marked the passage of time and was central to the Egyptian calendar. The Egyptians closely observed the stars, particularly the star Sirius, which they called Sotis. The heliacal rising of Sirius, or its first appearance in the eastern dawn sky just before sunrise, coincided with the annual flood of the Nile. This alignment of Sotis and the Nile inundation was a celestial sign that heralded the beginning of the fertile season. The ancient Egyptians used this knowledge to predict the timing of the annual flood and plan their agricultural activities accordingly. The celestial movements weren't merely observed, they were woven into the fabric of Egyptian culture. The Opet festival, a grand celebration, was held in the city of Thebes during the flood season. It was a time of feasting, music, and dancing, all in honor of the Nile's life-giving waters. The festival served as a unifying event for the people, reinforcing the connection between the divine and the natural world. Offerings and ceremonies during the Opet festival were believed to ensure the continued fertility of the land. While the ancient Egyptians possessed a deep understanding of the seasons and celestial movements, they also practiced early meteorology. Using simple but effective instruments like the Merkit, they monitored the stars and the heavens to predict the onset of the flood season. The Merkit, a sighting instrument, allowed astronomers to align specific stars with the horizon, providing them with a reliable method for predicting the annual inundation. To gauge changes in atmospheric pressure and predict weather patterns, the Egyptians used a simple but ingenious instrument known as the Nilometer. Located on the banks of the Nile, this stone shaft measured the river's water levels with remarkable precision. A higher water level indicated potential flooding, while lower levels suggested a less vigorous inundation. The readings from the Nilometer were crucial for agricultural planning, and they helped mitigate the impact of inconsistent inundations. The science of weather and celestial observations were closely linked with religious practices. Priest astronomers held the responsibility of monitoring celestial movements and interpreting their significance. Their role went beyond scientific measurements; they were intermediaries between the people and the gods. The accurate prediction of the annual flood was not only a matter of agricultural success, but also a testament to the divine favor. The ancient Egyptians attributed weather phenomena to various gods and goddesses, each with their own sphere of influence. Atha, the goddess of love and motherhood, was also associated with the sky and rain. She was believed to bring rain and fertility to the land, and her benevolence was sought to ensure a prosperous harvest and the flourishing of life along the Nile. Tefnut, the goddess of moisture, played a crucial role in the Egyptian pantheon. Her sphere of influence extended to rain and dew, and she was invoked to bring relief in times of drought. The Egyptians recognized the delicate balance between arid conditions and the need for moisture, and Tefnut was seen as the guardian of this equilibrium. Weather played a pivotal role in Egyptian rituals and ceremonies. The Feast of the Valley, for instance, was a grand celebration that revolved around the flooding Nile, a lifeline of ancient Egypt. During this annual event, the pharaoh would perform ceremonies to ensure the river's abundance in the coming year. Offerings, music, and dance were part of the festivities, and the people expressed their gratitude to the gods for the life-giving inundation. In times of drought or when the inundation appeared uncertain, the ancient Egyptians turned to rain dances and offerings to beseech the gods for mercy. These rituals, often performed by priests and community leaders, were an expression of the people's dependence on the weather for their survival. The weather of ancient Egypt, despite its predictability, presented challenges. Inconsistent inundations could lead to famine, while excessive flooding could result in disaster. The ancient Egyptians faced these challenges with a blend of science, spirituality, and adaptation. The delicate balance between too much and too little water was a perennial concern. The Egyptians learned to adapt by constructing irrigation canals and devising methods to control the flow of water. For the ancient Egyptians, the weather was both a blessing and a potential curse. While the annual inundation brought life and fertility, it also had the power to unleash destruction. Their survival depended on their ability to harness the forces of nature, turning the whims of the weather into a source of prosperity. This is just one chapter in the epic tale of the land of pharaohs and pyramids. The weather of ancient Egypt, a blend of science, spirituality, and adaptation, is a testament to the enduring relationship between humanity and the natural world.